Hello and welcome to another episode of Mile High Dungeon Delvers. We're back with new fancy mics, so hopefully the audio quality is much better.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Better.
I'm your host, Adrian.
It's Bob.
This is Leander.
I'm Allison.
I'm Klew.
And I'm the DM, Wes. We are rejoining the team as they have just arrived in the strange town of Mancaster in the middle of the spooky Farrowoods. Previously,
Wait, is the town also spooky?
No, it's weird.
Okay.
It's weird.
Oh, it's weird. Okay.
Or what did I say? Strange? I don't know.
You said spooky.
But everyone
spooky,
oohed.
Spooky woods.
Spooky
But I think we're
Oh.
oohing for the woods. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Last time they traveled through the spooky woods and fought some zombies and stuff. Barely survived.
Some of us.
And now they're in the town to deliver some freed slaves to Freed Slave Town,
All right.
which is full of freed slaves now.
Yes.
Because they keep bringing them here.
Doing good
Just
work.
Leaving
And
them
also
in the
all
woods.
kinds of other fun, interesting denizens. So you wandered into town. The Shadar-kai hunters that you'd previously spoken with directed you, oh yeah, it's just right over here or whatever, and you went to there, and you find yourself in the rain. You kind of come into a clearing and you realize that a lot of what you took for trees around you are actually buildings, and right in front of you is a big, like 20-foot radius, giant tree stump that has been hollowed out, and that's sort of the centerpiece of the town. And it's been cut off and fallen down, and a major part of it has fallen down right next to it, and it looks like there's firelight inside of that, as if that's being inhabited.
Cool.
And as a reminder, everybody did level up since that wasn't on mic last time. So everybody
Yes.
go around, tell us about what new great things you got.
Okay. I guess I'll start because I probably have the least new great things. I can prepare one additional spell because it's half my level rounded down. So now at 6, so I get an extra spell.
Paladin spells.
And it's a paladin spell at that. I also did get the aura of protection. So anytime anybody is within 10 feet of me, they get to add my charisma modifier to any saving throw, which is a +2.
Wow.
So y'all, if you're within 10 feet of me, have a +2
Should've
on
brought
all
him to
of
the
your
show.
saving throws.
Dang. All right.
I would not have
Sticking
gone to
with
the
you
show.
in the future. Dang. In addition to gaining my level XP and one additional 3rd level spell slot, I gain Primal Strike, which means that any of my natural weapon strikes in beast form count as magical attacks for the purposes of resistances.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's good.
I gained ability score. So now I find myself more able.
In which particular way?
Yeah, what areas are you now more
I am
able? I'm
stronger
curious.
and wiser every day.
Hooray!
I gained a few hit points, and I have a new companion, which I will unveil shortly.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what the other bed's for?
No, that's Trell's bed. Come on.
Whatever, pretend Trail doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, he pretends you don't exist.
Fine.
Even though we made it to level 6, I finally made it to my 4th level in Wizard, so I gained a feat. I picked up Warcaster, so that gives me advantage on my saving throws to maintain spells. I can also cast somatic spells even if I'm holding weapons in hand, and I can also use spells in attacks of opportunity.
Nice.
It's a
Oh,
pretty
that's
solid
nice.
feat
Yeah,
to
that's
pick
Pretty
up.
nice.
powerful feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a new cantrip and a new spell, so hopefully those debut soon.
Cool.
All right. Okay, moving back into the story.
Before we go too far into town here, I think it's
You're
important.
literally in the middle of town.
We're in the middle of town.
Now that you're in the
And
middle
also,
of town,
the town is tiny.
Oh,
Okay,
here.
Yeah.
I have a map of the town.
I know this town. I do want to see the map.
yeah, are there
All
any
right, well,
special rules where we're here?
Yeah. Now that we're here, just so you know, this town, being in the Farrowood, is kind of an interesting place, full of interesting people. Some of whom, outside of this town, you might normally consider enemies. But here, we put all of that aside for the greater good of keeping this community of misfits together. I assume that you two, being old and well-traveled, that you've probably encountered some of these before. Darcassan, I know you're an elf. I'm sure you've met your cousins from below ground, the Drow. There are Drow here. You may have encountered illithids, also known as mind flayers. There's some of those here.
Just one.
Just one.
But he's on the council.
There's one of those serving.
Hate it.
There's one of those serving on the council. Just be prepared for that. One of the most shocking you might encounter, also serving on the council. I don't know if you've met one before or encountered one. There is actually a beholder in this town. So just so you're prepared and don't lash out when you first see them. Everybody puts their enmities aside and works together here.
Seems like a safe place to have taken refugees.
Yes, in a world where they are persecuted, this is a place for the persecuted and misunderstood to live together.
You guys are going to be fine. If anyone offers to, say, invite you to a show, a particular one-woman show, say no. If anyone invites you to be licked, say yes. Don't worry, you'll be fine. And if you
it's
see...
not an invitation.
It's really... I mean, that's a nice
happen.
way to say it.
It's going to happen.
You'll be all right. And if you see a pasty guy, like a vampirically pasty guy called Mesrab, he might not be super friendly to refugees, but he'll be chill. He probably won't offer to bite you, so I think you're good.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Again, it wouldn't
Tiki.
be an offer.
Yeah.
I think you're fine, Tiki. You won't get...
Nobody wants to break a thing.
No, they would break a fang.
Oh, you're gonna love it here.
So then, how many humans are here?
I don't know how many humans are here.
Few, if any.
Yeah, not many. This isn't typically a town for humans. Humans feel very uncomfortable here.
What about our friend? Are you uncomfortable?
I'll make do.
She'll be fine. Like, there are humans here, and humans are protected here as is anyone else.
I don't need no protection.
That's the attitude. You're fitting in already.
Yep.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. So, just keep an open mind as you meet people in this town.
Okay. I took off one of my plates where my head is. I'm like, okay, I will keep an open mind.
Set him up for that, Kenaz.
Yep. And then you're just getting rainwater into your circuits. And you start to...
Where will we be staying for our time here?
Yeah, do you guys have a home?
Well, there is an inn. It's run by a woman named Black Eyes. She's all right. We should check it out.
And you can ignore
Yeah.
the typo on the name of it on the map. Whoops.
Well,
Are you saying you don't have a home?
no, we're not here often enough.
Well,
Well,
That makes
I
sense.
don't have a home here.
Not even a favorite
tree.
tree?
I mean, all my trees are my favorite trees. I like the stump in particular, but people don't really sleep there.
Well, we should stick together if possible. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can secure something at the inn. I'm happy to go get those arrangements prepared for you guys if you want.
I think our first stop should be to stop in and see the council. We typically like to introduce the new tieflings we bring to town, help get them squared away in the little tiefling section, where most of the slaves we bring all kind of live together in their own community here. And then we can introduce you to the council and just rip that Band-Aid right off. Like let you meet an illithid and a mind flayer, and just get that all over with and go from there.
Are these elected positions, or do they just take them?
If there was an election in this town, it happened a long time before our time.
Yeah, they're more like council elders.
Yeah,
Many of them are many hundreds of years old.
Yeah,
Most of them are, many hundreds of years old.
They're kind of the ones who founded this town and were some of the originals here. And yeah,
Or the most powerful members in town. They're like, I'm gonna be on the council now. Do something about it. I dare you.
Yeah,
They-
they're-
Makes sense.
The different goals and things of each of the members kind of counter each other and keep each other in check.
Mm-hmm.
They're not all happy with the presence of everyone else on the council, and so it works strangely in this strange town in these strange woods.
Yeah, the ancients of the council aren't exactly given to the whims of humankind. They tend to be fairly consistent, if not entirely supportive of our plan. Many of them are at least neutral to it.
Yeah.
And this area for the free slaves, these are not slums or anything, correct? These are not lacking of services. They are equal to any other place.
Yeah, they're equal to anything else here in town.
Okay. I will inspect that for myself, but I think that's good to know.
All right, on to the council.
All right. So you know that the council chambers is basically the big old stump in the middle of town. It's like a mostly circular, but then with like a big old chunk out of the middle of it in an archway sort of way that you can walk in and be inside of this stump.
What's like the roof? If it's...
There is no roof. It is open.
How'd they get rained on?
They're getting rained on. It's actually kind of weirdly homey inside, though. Like, there's little canopies and stuff open along the sides where they might have seating areas or something. You know, they're not entirely in the rain, but it is open to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Several of the roots and stuff that grow around it are huge and like make little archways that seem to, from there, then maybe go underground as well. But you walk through and are kind of observing this, and a little ghosty person floats up to you.
Hey, listen!
You derailed him.
Okay. So, the ghost of a Shadar-kai floats up. He's got, like, a bunch of arrows in his ghost body, like ghost arrows. Like, obviously he died from getting shot by arrows.
Aw.
And he comes up and approaches Nat and Kenaz. Hey, welcome back.
His name's Ilium?
Yep, Ilum.
Ilum. Oh, hey, Ilum! How's it going? Staying
Good.
ghostly?
Staying ghostly.
Nice, nice. We brought some new friends to the town, just
Yeah.
like last time.
All right. Well, I guess we should go have you amulets lick 'em. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite part.
We should get that over with. I kind of warned him.
Yeah.
So he kind of just like floats down through the ground and leaves you standing there.
Okay, bye.
Later,
Bye.
Ellen.
And then a couple moments later, floating from between like one of those gnarled root archways, coming up from underground comes a beholder. 5-foot diameter with all of the eye stalks and everything, sort of pink and green mottled skin, yellow and brown eyes with pupils of hourglass shape that are all looking in all kinds of different directions. Except the big one is just like looking right at you guys. And she kind of floats over and is like, "Oh boy, new people. Tell me, what are your names?"
Omlix, these are some of our new companions we've been traveling with for a while. We have here Darcassan.
And she floats right up in your face and then like opens her mouth
Be cool.
and licks you straight up.
Darcassan makes a face.
And she then continues to say, you taste like someone's name getting spoken for the last time ever.
It's charming to meet you too.
This is Mr. Tiki.
Hello.
And she floats over to you kind of like almost sideways and licks you. And then thoughtfully says, "You taste like the pressure of 100 miles of air pushing into your lungs."
I've never had that description of me before. I will
You
take
don't even
note of it.
have lungs.
I do not.
That's weird. And then she floats over to the next person.
And this is Allet.
And you taste like deja vu, but in a place that you know you've never been to before.
Hey,
Huh.
that's a good one.
Word.
What about these?
These are some of the new people that will be staying here.
Escaped slaves.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Tro, Focus,
Strax.
Celia, and Track. Shax.
Shax.
Okay.
Track.
Trell here
Snap.
will probably not be staying. He'll be traveling on with us when we leave.
She tastes all of them as well.
Right, and yeah, Shax and
And I
Delia
can tell
and
you what
Forcus.
they are if you care.
I am enjoying these. What does Shax taste like?
Yeah, I do want to know what Shax tastes like.
Shax?
Or no, I want to know what Trell tastes like.
Yeah, you wanna know.
Trell.
Because
Yeah, let's do
Trell being a traveling companion, I'm
Yeah,
curious
that's true.
more about what he...
Trell tastes like putting your feet up by the fire after a long day of travel.
Disagree.
Nice. I feel like maybe there's just something about him we don't see yet.
And Shax tastes like a lazy afternoon ruined by remembering an important responsibility. And she kind of like shrinks up her mouth afterwards and is like, "Bleh."
It's okay, Shax. I still like it.
Should get that checked at the temple.
And Forcus tastes like the space between planes during a teleport. And Philia tastes like coming into a room and then forgetting why.
I feel it's pretty on point for her.
In case you were curious, since we now know what you taste like, if you were curious what we tasted like, I'll leave it to Nat whether she wants to share hers. But I was described as tasting like the heat of a distant star.
That's good, right? It's very Kenaz. I believe that I taste like how morning dew sounds.
Very ephemeral.
I walk over to Kenaz.
Okay.
And I lick him.
Wait, you have a tongue? Yeah, we're saying you have a tongue? All right, great. Let's go.
He tastes like a tiefling. I mean, it kind of just tastes like
Sweaty.
skin and
Yeah.
sweat
Probably
and
a
rain.
little sweaty, a little gritty.
Yeah.
Maybe a little leftover plant from our battle yet, or this
That's
morning.
right, a little rotten plants.
Yeah.
Plant zombies.
I do not taste that statement. You taste more like skin and flesh.
I believe that what she is tasting is on another level than common taste that any of us could detect.
Or she's just crazy.
Or she's just crazy.
Probably the latter.
She's a beholder.
She's a boulder.
She's a beholder who isn't
You
trying to
mix.
kill us.
We should be
Of
grateful.
course not.
roll with
You
it.
are all my subjects.
Oh,
I'll take
queen.
it. Yep, I'll take it.
Where's the rest of the council, Inlix?
Oh, off doing council things, I think.
Have
I
you
know
seen...
Ilum was around here somewhere.
Is Lix her formal name? Is that your formal name? Lix.
It's pronounced Uamlix.
You am Lix.
Yes.
Okay.
You did even say pronounce like you, Inlix.
I just She explains that there's no council in session right now or anything. They're just having a lazy rainy day. She was down in her lair, and she thinks that, and she rattles it off, and it's like, oh, I think Meliata was patrolling the forests, and
Oh, was she?
Ilum was just here. I don't know where he went. I think I left him underground somewhere. Telengul is off with.
We just saw Ilum.
Yes, we did. And then he floated off. She's saying...
Down into
Yeah.
the ground.
Telengul is probably off with Aknoram working on some spell or other. Brabharab is keeping track of things as always. Chardstomp is just right here, and you notice that one of the roots that is just right there is actually a treant, just kind of like looking at you guys.
Oh, hey, Chardstump. Didn't see you there. How's it going?
Hey guys.
Chardstump is great, you guys. He's very paternal. He'll help you guys as you go through the town, and I am especially talking to, like,
Yeah.
Philia and Forcus. And, like,
Yeah,
so
if
any
you need
advice?
if you need anything, talk to him.
Yeah.
And Mesrob is Mesrob.
As always.
I keep a distance.
Okay, well, welcome. And then she like floats away.
All right. Now that that's taken care of, let's go get some rooms.
Yeah, I could definitely use a drink at the inn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that large building right there, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Correct.
the Broken Bow Inn, which is actually spelled correctly, I promise.
That's all right.
Is it only an inn, or do they also serve beverages?
Yes, yeah, it's
Isn't that...
What kind of inn doesn't
It's a
serve
pub.
beverages?
a generic public house.
Don't worry. They got you here.
Okay. Run by Black Eyes.
Yeah. So look, she's gonna seem kind of crabby, but her heart's in the right. Her metaphorical heart is in the right metaphorical place, so don't worry about it.
Interesting.
Metaphorical
People have said that
heart?
about me before.
Oh, then you'll have a lot in common. You're not as grumpy, but just roll with it.
I have a metaphorical heart, though.
Yes, just like Blanca. All right, so we walk into the inn.
Yep.
It's really close to the stump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Yeah, since it's kind of rainy, like not many people are out and about in town, so you go into the inn and you see that it's kind of full up with just kind of townsfolk, various, Drow and Shadar-kai and Gith and various, there's just hanging out at tables, tabaxi, whatever. At the bar is a woman with long black hair and completely black eyes serving what looks like ale. But her skin is like white and pale and like obviously slumping off of her bones, almost like a true skull with how much little flesh is on it.
Mm.
There's a giant, like tall, like 8 foot tall, lumbering person with like stitched together body parts going around like with a tray of drinks, like serving them clumsily at the tables. A man in a suit of armor, you can see his hands are skeleton hands, and that the visor is down on his helm, but 2 like red glowing eyes are inside of it. There's a dwarf bard playing on a flute, and then like singing, and then playing a little bit, and then singing. He's getting a lot of people are listening and like clapping along and stuff.
All right, I wave the large, stitched together waiter. I go, hey, Frank! And I wave. I'm like, yeah, can we get some drinks? Ales all around. My treat. Welcome to
whole bar?
Mancaster. No, just us.
Oh.
Welcome to Mancaster.
Is Frank a bartender? I thought he was just a flesh golem that
No,
like
he was
hangs
serving-
around doing
I
odd
don't know.
jobs.
I think he's working today. You working today, Frank? Yeah.
Okay.
Yarp.
So he goes over to the bar and gets some drinks and brings them back to you guys. You find a table.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Frank.
right. Well, everyone, we've made it to Mancaster. Welcome. And cheers.
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 And this is a strange place. You are correct, says Trell, as he like chugs his whole beer.
Just let it sink in.
Supposed to be a clanking noise, didn't work.
Yeah, we only have coffee travel noises.
Here, yeah, clank ours.
Okay.
That's a little better.
It's better.
So, well, the 6 of us will be staying here tonight. If you would like, Shax, Philia, Forcus, you could stay here as well in the inn this evening if you want to ease into things a bit more. Otherwise, we can go take you over to the general area where you'll be staying if you choose to stay here. It's called the Home of Lost Souls. It's a tenement built into a large tree near here, where you'll be overseen by Varathasai, a Shadar-kai. And, she's grumpy old lady, but takes care of everybody and looks over the tenements there. And that'll be your new home if you decide to stay here. If you don't want to stay here, you can travel with us back. I believe you guys were wanting to head back out to Carterland after this to meet up with your contacts.
No, they already left. You mean Trell?
Yeah, Trell and Darcassan and Mr. Tiki.
No, I was proposing we make sure they get there safely. That's not my intention to go and stay in Carterland.
Well, to go back there and meet with your contacts, or
Check on the
No,
other...
that's
Trell's our primary
Yeah.
contact.
Yes, and I was hoping that you guys would come back with me into the Empire. There is more work to be done there.
Oh, well then, yeah. So I take back what I said.
Okay.
You're.
No, it's
This
quite
is,
all right.
This is your
it's-
home now.
It's gonna be great, you guys. I love this town.
It's a great town.
I mean, if they choose not to stay, we can, at the least, escort them back out of the wood and show them the way to Carterland. They'll be safe from there.
Yes, this far from the Empire, and by the time we make it back to the main road, the patrols should all have ceased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what time is
I
it?
mean, I'm kind of starting to
I am
go for
beat.
it.
And I smell like rotting plants.
I thought you liked that.
And also,
The rotting
you would
ones.
know that
Yeah,
in this
ones so
town
much.
of undeads and lycanthropes and so forth and so on, that just because it's night doesn't... I mean, most people only come out at night, for that matter. So, I mean, it's kind of...
Sleep whenever you
I love
want.
it.
Lycanthropes? Do they also leak?
They don't really start with the
Lycanthropes.
They go straight to the biting.
Yeah, it's more the teeth.
Straight to the
I could use a
gnashing.
nap.
Gnashing
the best.
thropes.
Perhaps we should secure a room and get that prepped. I'm happy to go secure these rooms. I really want to go talk to Black Eyes.
Is there like a stream or river in town?
No.
Oh. Where am I going to bathe? I guess it's raining. I'm sure I could find a pocket of water.
Is there any kind of
Bathhouse?
bathing facilities in the inn? Or is this like really old school inn where no?
No.
Okay.
Well, I am going to
Maybe
go
we'll
find a
separate.
tree stump filled with water. Goodbye, everybody.
We'll see you
And
tonight.
I...
You
Yes.
would know that there is some sort of stream or something like nearby town if you like walk a mile out of town or something. There's something that goes
I will
nearby.
do that. I will
at-
take a walk.
near the old mill or whatever.
Gotta stay clean in nature.
Yeah.
Gotta.
Before I go over to Black Eyes, I would just ask Allet, would you be comfortable talking strategy, human strategies, with me tonight?
Human strategies?
Yes, on fighting.
Oh, sure.
Perfect. Thank you. And then I walk over to Black Eyes. Black Eyes, my name is Mr. Tiki.
She kind of like glares at you. Roll an insight check.
She hates robots.
That was horrible.
From all the many she's met.
Oh, it was almost a 20.
Oh, my
Insight is going to be an 8
Okay.
instead of a 20.
It totally did this.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
I'm a
it
20.
rocked.
No, I'm an 8.
So you should have rolled it in the card.
Yeah, don't
Next
roll on
time.
them. Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
time.
Okay, so she's like, yeah, what can we do for you?
I need to secure 2 rooms, please, at this fine establishment.
It'll be 1 gold per person, per room and board per day.
Perfect. I didn't ask how long we were staying here. Let's do 2 days just to be safe. And there will be 6 of us, potentially. Here is 6 gold.
Do we want 3 rooms?
Thought Nat slept on the ground.
Yeah.
3 rooms would be fine. Let's do 3 rooms. I can afford 3 rooms.
Great.
Do you have 3 rooms available?
I do. Yes.
Fantastic. Great. If you can provide me with the keys, I will go prep the rooms.
Their rooms number, 3, 4, and 5, she says, and takes your gold.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate this. I will go prep the rooms.
Okay.
What kind of creature is Black Eyes?
Now that you're closer to her, you would definitely be able to tell she's 100% not living.
Oh. Interesting.
I mean, with a decayed face.
Right.
With the skull on the face.
Kind of gave it away.
So my plan, just so we're aware, is I'm going to go upstairs. What are the conditions of the room? Like, how many beds, roughly?
They each have 2 beds,
And
there are no locks for the doors.
Okay. So of the 3 rooms, I will go into one of the rooms and take one of the beds out and put it into one of the other rooms. And in the middle room, I'm going to put the 2 beds together.
I like this plan.
I want to go upstairs because I plan to take a nap. So,
Perfect. There is a room here with 3 beds so that you can talk with me about strategy tonight.
what about the other room?
Well, I'm certain the tieflings need a place to sleep, so I will make sure that they are accommodated appropriately.
What about the one with only one room?
Well, we're a party of 5, so there's 1 extra person, so we'll have that 1 extra person stay in that room.
I'll nap in there for now.
Okay, you can nap in there for now.
I go in and close the door.
You discovered there
Avoidance
is no
will-
lock.
Avoidance will only serve you so long when it comes to Tiki.
But I let our rest of our party mates know that our rooms are available. There's a room with 2 beds for you and Nat, Kenaz, so you guys can have that middle room. That should be comfortable.
Very well. Trell, Darcassan, Mr. Tiki, did you want to go with me as I take these 3 over to the tenements and get them a place to stay and squared away? So you can, I know you've seemed concerned with inspecting the quality of everything.
I mean, at this point, I'm just more curious.
Indeed. I would be happy to accompany.
Very well. Let's head over there and get you guys checked in.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll head over to the place of lost souls.
I'll leave a note on the doors, and just in case Nat comes back, of who's sleeping in which rooms.
I like it. All right. Adrian, what did I say that the name of the woman who runs this place is called?
This is Var-Athasai. The Shadarkai? Shadarkai?
Var-Athasai, the Shadarkai.
Home for lost souls.
Okay. So you go to there. What is everybody who is going? What's their passive insight, please?
I believe mine is just the 10. Because 10's the base, right? Yeah.
Is it wisdom modifier?
Yeah.
13.
You're not going, though.
Oh,
You're
Oh,
off
right. I'm bathing.
11.
I'm sleeping.
10
You're
to
asleep,
11.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Continue.
All right. Would we call her Var-Athasai every time? Or like Var, or Ath, or Asai?
Or
Ma'am.
Var-Athasai, we have some new residents
Oh,
here for
excellent.
the Home for Lost Souls.
As long as they can pay rent, they can stay.
What is rent in this one?
It's not a lot. It would be like coppers per month or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Just,
So is it something feasible that we just kind of pay when we're there, like a few gold every time we stop in?
I mean,
Or-
you could do that, but there's plenty. I mean, there's
Jobs,
plenty
right.
of jobs around town that they can go pick up work or go
Okay.
hunt and sell their game or whatever. You know,
Okay.
they can figure it out.
Well, I'll say like for as usual, we'll like pay like 1 gold to give them like a while to get established and find their home here. So, so here's 3 gold for their initial stay.
She's like an old lady, and she's kind of like hunched over, and she reaches down and like pulls out her purse and like unbuckles it and very carefully puts the 1, 2, 3, and then closes it and puts it down. I'll show them to some rooms, and she walks into the tree through the door, and there's, if you follow her, it's a living tree. But kind of hollowed out here or there, and there's like rooms built off to the side on branches and stuff, and there's a stair that spirals around the outside, and she takes them up and shows them to some rooms.
Nice.
Yeah, so here you go. This will be your new home. I paid for, a very extended period of time up front for you. So no big hurry. Take your time, get to know the town, find something that you would like to do that needs to be done, and you can start working, and from there, be able to pay your own way here.
Cool. They thank you for finding them to here and are excited to learn about the town and get settled in and everything.
So, what? It's been like an hour maybe? And
Yeah.
I come back from my
hours.
bath. What is on the door? What note on our room doors? Who is sleeping where?
Yep.
What do I see?
So Darcassan, Mr.
Yes.
Tiki, and what's our other tiefling name?
Trell.
Trell are staying in one room,
Okay.
and then Nat and Kenaz are in the middle room,
Okay.
and then Allet is in the further room.
Ah. I peek in the middle room and see two beds pushed together.
Yes.
Good. All right. I look to my left, I look to my right, and I leave.
So before you can leave the Home for Lost Souls, kind of coming down the stairs is a tiefling that you recognize that you brought here before, Macaria, and she's happy to see you and says, "Oh, did you bring some more rescued people?"
Yes. We have 3 newcomers this time: Shax, Philia, and Forcus.
Great. I bet that their office puts them in Kyron and Larissa's old rooms. They've just moved out, actually.
Oh, where did they go?
They got married. It was super fun. It was great. But then they decided to go fix up that weird rickety old house on the other side of town by the graveyard.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're going to start a farm or something that we can all go work out over there. That'll be cool.
Okay, we'll have to stop in and congratulate them.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for letting us know. How's everybody else doing here?
Everybody's great.
Awesome.
Macaria, are you happy here?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It takes some getting used to, but I'm free to do what I want.
Now that you are no longer under the oppression of humans that have enslaved you in the past?
Exactly.
Interesting. Have you made friends here? Everyone's social?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of weird, like, undead people and stuff that don't know how to talk to people, but there's lots of living people that are real cool, so.
Nice. And you find your living conditions to be appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, everything here is kind of rickety, but we make do. There's always, odd jobs to be done and maintenance work. Go just ask somebody if they need help fixing something, and we can fix it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you feel good after you have broken the shackles of oppression and slavery that you were once part of.
Thanks, Metal Man.
You are welcome.
Right. Well, you guys don't really need sleep. I'm not particularly tired. Shall we go have some more drinks?
Are we allowed to walk around town while we're drinking?
Yeah.
In this place?
It's kind of a free-for-all here.
Because I kind of want to explore more. I'm curious, like, how do you guys get food here? How do you...
There's a couple of farms, and a lot of people kind of make their living just like foraging and hunting in the forests. And
And they make it back?
If they have, there's like a master hunter or something in town that like the Shadowkai are like very familiar with the area around here and where just because of their connection with the Shadowfell, where the safe places to go are. And so they train up people on how to like safely hunt in the forest. But yeah, you may not have noticed it, but you walk past a little open area of farmland that was growing just like gourds and mushrooms and, stuff like that.
Yeah. It's not lavish living by any means here, but it is a place free and safe for them. The woods provide, what the town needs, and
yeah, the whole population of the town is a couple hundred.
Are there blacksmiths here that have access to a furnace?
There is a blacksmith here.
Yes.
That would be an orc. His name is Mobad Irontusk. We could stop by there. I wouldn't mind seeing if he's got any new things he's cooked up recently.
Sure, that sounds great to me.
Well, let's go grab our tankards of ale, and we'll show you around.
So the blacksmith shop is right off the main, or it might be down on the south side of town. I don't remember. You've got the map.
I do. It is on the south side, but near the stump.
Okay.
It
So
is
there's
called
basically
the
two
Blacksmith.
main clearings in town, the one on the north side of the stump and the one on the south side of the stump.
I catch back up.
It's hard life sleeping on
Oh.
the road.
Hey, Nat, how's it going?
Hey, Kenaz. This, yeah, we're good. We'll talk later.
Okay. Good news. We were checking everybody in over at the Home for Lost Souls,
Oh, yeah.
and
How's that old bat?
she's as batty as ever.
Great.
But I ran into Macaria, and she informed me that Karan and Larissa got married and
Oh, that's
are
great.
fixing up that old house by the graveyard.
Oh, what are they doing with it?
Guess they want to turn it into a farm for some of the other tieflings to work at and grow more food for the town.
We should visit. Support.
Definitely.
Sounds awesome.
Right now, Mr. Tiki wanted to go check out the blacksmith, so I'm taking him over to see old Iron Tusk.
Oh, hey, Mr. Tiki.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Did you see your accommodations?
I did.
Great.
Yeah. All right.
I've still not been upstairs, so I'm completely unaware.
I'm certain that you will be comfortable.
All right, so we get to the blacksmith.
Yep. All right, so it's actually a pretty long house with a big smokestack on one side that's just billowing out into the night. At this point, it is clearly night. It's gotten darker, so you're like, oh yeah, definitely is now night. but there's a furnace and light coming from the inside. You hear the clanging of steel on iron or iron on steel or whatever. And then that's on kind of one end of it. And then on the other end is just like rows of pretty regular windows, some of which are lit and some of which are not.
Right on. Iron Tusk, you around?
Yeah. Clank.
We
Clank.
walk around the corner to where the actual forge and everything is.
So you see an orc in there kind of wearing the blacksmith's apron, but basically nothing else.
And he's full orc. He's not half
Full
orc.
orc, yeah.
Okay.
Big old tusks coming out of his mouth and a giant hammer that it would take, you even 2 hands to lift, and he's just wailing away at something with one hand and on it, forging some sword or something.
What are you working on there?
Sword?
Nice. He makes pretty solid swords. He's a good blacksmith.
Yep. He has an arrangement with the shop next door, Sharp Stuff Shop, which is run by, I believe, hobgoblins. That he makes stuff and right. He makes stuff and then sells it wholesale to the hobgoblins, and then they sell it in their shop.
Have you made anything interesting recently that you're particularly proud of?
See if he remembers anything interesting. A stupid halfling wanted me to make a ring. I don't know how to make rings.
Yeah, it's a bit delicate for your kind of work.
Clank.
All right, on. Mr. Tiki, did you need something in particular made or worked on?
Oh, yes. Can I use your furnace, please?
What for? Who are you?
Hi, I'm Mr. Tiki.
Hello.
Pleasure.
And he shakes your hand.
Yeah, I picked up this glass blower set. I don't know what to do with it, but I know I need a furnace, I think. So I just wanted to make a few things.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how to blow glass, though.
That's okay. I have a kit, so it should help me figure this out. All the instructions are right here.
Okay.
Great. I would like to try and make candle holders out of glass.
Sure. Roll me we'll call it a dexterity check with proficiency, presuming you have proficiency with the glass blower set.
No.
Doesn't count.
But
Or-
it's a
or
20.
it can count.
But it's
It
a
can
natural
count.
20.
It's better than a 2.
Yeah, so you're able to find enough supplies there, and he's got sands that would be appropriate for glass, and you melt it down, and you spend a lot of time working at this, probably through the night, since you don't sleep anyway.
Yeah.
And at some point, Mobad just stops doing what he's doing and is watching you, not in a angry or weird way. He's just curious about how you're doing it and is asking you questions and stuff. He seems genuinely curious, but really stupid. And it's as soon as he's constantly asking you the same thing 10 minutes later. Oh, wait, but how did you do that part? Oh, right, yeah, right. No, but really, how did you do that part? It's just this. And then after a while, he is obviously tired. And he's all right, well, don't burn the place down. And just goes in through a door in the back.
Very well. I'll spend some time here.
Meanwhile, I pull Kenaz aside and I'm I think we have to talk.
Yeah?
What's up with Mr. Tiki?
I mean, he's weird.
Yeah. I think he's trying to get us to make tieflings.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't know. He said our beds together and then he wrote a note on the door. Has he talked to you about this?
No, he'd asked me on one of our watches if we were together, and I explained to him that we weren't, that we're old friends,
Yeah,
and
he's been
that's
curious. Oh, somebody needs to do the birds and the bees. I love the birds and the bees. I can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you handle the birds and the bees, and maybe you can take a crack at explaining to him platonic friendships as well.
It's not gonna be easy. All right, I'll do my best. I guess we're leaving the blacksmith at this point, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Tiki's still there, working
still
away
there.
through the night while
Through the night.
he's
That
working
means I'm off
out.
the hook for
Great.
tonight.
So we push the beds up hard again.
He's gonna be there all night.
Right. Yeah, and then at this point, I'm probably ready to bed down. I've had a couple tankards of ale.
Yes, I too bed down. in a separate bed.
So you, Allet, would probably be waking up from your nap
You
around
like
the same time.
hug the edge of the bed across.
All the way apart.
Okay.
Like,
I go
this is
down.
how we
Do
usually
they
do this
serve
when we're
dinner at this
traveling.
inn?
Yep.
Okay. I go down and ask for some dinner.
Okay. You are brought what almost looks like you would recognize as crab legs, but they do not taste like crab legs.
Do they taste okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Not asking questions.
Because you're probably familiar with crab legs being from
Perhaps.
the...
From the coast?
Yeah.
Roll a nature check for me, just for the hell of it.
I'm not proficient in nature. I have a big 0. 15.
These are spider legs.
What's your constitution?
Are they all crunchy or are they like a little soft on the inside?
No, yeah, they're like just like crab or lobster
But
or
weird.
something, where you like crack it open and then there's the stringy,
Meat.
Crab is
inside.
good, so
No.
you're not selling spider to be good.
It's basically the same as crab, but it's
not fishy.
not fishy. Yeah,
Maybe like more like.
it's got like an
happiness.
earthy.
I'll have some extra ale to go with it.
Okay.
Or meat or whatever they be selling here.
You'll wake up in the morning and it's gonna
yeah.
be drunk.
I'll check in at what.
You're gonna have dinner with me?
I'll order one as well.
Okay. So you also get some.
What'd you
spider
see in the
legs.
town today, Darcassan?
A really dumb orc.
Cool. I mean, most orcs are pretty dumb in my experience.
Yeah. I'm impressed though. He was very he was focused on his work.
What kind of work?
Like a big green orc.
No, what kind of work did the orc
Oh,
do?
he was clanking.
What kind of orc was it?
Just the regular kind.
he was working at the blacksmith. It's
Oh,
hard to miss. It's a building about
That's
the
like
same
Mir,
size
right?
as this one.
It doesn't have a fun name. It's literally called the blacksmith because
Yeah.
he's a dumb orc and couldn't come up with anything better.
okay, it's
I didn't
descriptive to
check
the
the
point.
shop next door, but that's where they sell the weapons they make. And I assume the tools.
What else did you see?
I saw a gourd farm, which impresses me that you're eating spider legs, but... Oh, and here's mine. Okay.
I haven't eaten what they brought me, man. Were they selling the gourds for food?
I didn't inquire. I just saw it.
They didn't look like they were ripe yet.
Yeah.
They were growing small like gourds and stuff, but definitely like also
Off-season.
giant mushrooms.
Yeah.
Your crab legs probably do come, or spider legs come with like a soup of like a mushroom soup or something, or a dipping sauce. You're supposed to mushroom dipping sauce.
Does yours taste all right?
I mean, I've never had spider legs before, so it's all right. Drink some more beer.
So you guys hang out there. There's the bard is still for the most part it's cleared out. Some like different people have come in, but they're just like undeads or something, and they're not really eating. They don't need to sleep. They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
The bard is still there singing. He's singing a song about the walker, and he's describing like how he like when coming to town, the walker was there, and like his like adventure of escaping the walker.
Are any of the other patrons sitting near us?
Yeah.
Like I could like chat them up without like getting up.
Sure.
Does the walker come here often?
The walker doesn't come to town.
Okay. That's good.
Yes, Melia ought to make sure of that. We would not last long against the walker.
Word. How long you been here?
My whole death.
Where did you life?
Oh, to the south, near the Gulf, actually. I was an adventurer once, but then I took an arrow to the knee. I couldn't resist.
Is he a skeleton? Like what is...
Yeah, he's a skeleton.
Okay. So I assume a tiefling skeleton doesn't still have their horns? Are their horns part of the skeleton?
Yeah, totally.
And
So
the
is it-
tail?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would tell if so it's
Right,
not
it's
an
not
elf.
a tiefling, it's a humanish.
But I guess I couldn't tell
skeleton.
if it was like an elf because
Right.
they would be the same.
Yeah,
or
and it's like two of them
without
at the
like
table,
a
and
medicine check.
They're playing dice.
I guess you could
Throwing
try
Yeah.
cards, as it were.
medicine check.
I mean, I don't know. feel like the skeletal structure would be different of a human
Yeah,
and an elf.
totally.
Yeah,
It's probably more subtle. I
if
don't
you
know
wanted
if
to
I
roll
would
like
know
a
the
medicine
difference.
check or
Yeah.
something, I could tell
But like
you.
a dwarf might be like
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah,
more
they're
bigger boned.
vaguely human.
No. Or if they were like halflings or gnomes,
I
obviously
think
they
that
would
I've
be
never seen
smaller.
a
Tiny.
skeleton.
It's like, is that a child skeleton or is that a dwarf skeleton?
It's always
Yeah.
humans that are skeletonized,
Halfling
right?
skeleton?
Anything? What's something fun to do in town?
Oh, you should go see the show. There's a theater just around the other side of the and like the one like elbows the other one. He's like, shut up. He's like, no, this will be great. So you should go see. There's a theater and there's every night the best show. You should go watch the show.
So
Darcassan, didn't they tell us not to see the show?
right, but I'm curious. Like every night, it's the best. So it's better than the night before.
Oh, definitely.
What kind of show?
Oh, it's like it's a one-woman show.
Is it a titty show?
No.
Oh.
No.
Is she undead? She has no titties left.
Oh, she probably does, says the other one. But they're like
That's a lot of motion.
right.
Yeah.
He's like,
The DM gestures wildly.
they're non-corporeal. That's the word. My brain doesn't work so much since it's not in my head anymore.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, did you die here? Or did you travel here since dying?
No, I died here.
What killed you?
The walker.
Hmm.
But you said the walker never comes here.
Well, I wasn't here.
In the forest.
In the forest.
No.
Was it scary? Is it as scary as they say?
Scarier. then his friend like kind of rolls his whole head as if he was rolling his eyes, but doesn't have eyeballs.
What about you, friend?
What about me? What about you? You're new. Don't get a lot of newcomers.
I am. I'm from the Free Cities. I'm an adventurer!
Hey, like him before he took that arrow to the knee.
Yeah. Kind of.
Watch
out for arrows.
I'm confused here. Did the walker shoot the arrow?
Oh.
Discontinuity.
Whatever.
I thought
and
he
I
was
don't
an
have to tell you
adventurer.
shit.
He got the arrow in his knee. He was then not an adventurer. He was just coming to the woods.
Oh, okay.
And got walker.
I see.
To heal from the arrow.
Yeah. Duh. These backstories aren't 100% made up on the spot.
Are you... How long have you been here, other friend?
Like 50 years, I guess. I don't know. Time is different now.
How do you become undead? Not all dead people become undead. Now I'm like Mr. Tiki.
Well, I was regular dead.
And then you were raised?
And then I was raised, yep.
Who raised you?
A necromancer?
Did they live here in the town?
Must have. I don't remember.
They're not here anymore then.
Do you remember much about your living life?
Not a lot. I know that I wasn't from here. I was in the north, I think. And that I was a farmer. But now that I don't need to eat, I don't bother farming.
Do you like this town?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good place to be undead.
Yep, with no necromancers telling me what to do.
I hear that,
And
brother.
they,
and
like,
then I
high
try
five.
to. No, I try to.
Oh, yeah.
I try to cheers him with my mug.
And he fist
Fine.
bumps your mug because he's not drinking anything.
Oh, fine. Then I would just raise it, like here, and then drink.
Yeah, just like pour through his ribcage.
I'm sorry you're missing out on this fantastic mead.
Oh well, you learned to get by. And then they return to their game of dice.
Nice.
It seems like they're
Rattling
like,
bones.
yep, they're like betting somehow.
Playing a game with the pieces of their own body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just their knuckle bones. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely rolling like bone dice, and it seems like they're betting. Like now that you've got a closer look at them, like he went to fist bump you, he's definitely missing several of the fingers on that hand, and it looks like they're on the table that they're betting with their own fingers.
What do they do if they win more fingers than they have? What do they do with these extra fingers? I'm not here. I don't know. That's a sweet.
Just weirdly dreaming
feel
about
like Nat
fingers
would
for some
know.
reason.
Yeah, I feel like Nat would know what they do. with their
Darcassan,
fingers.
did they tell us to not see the show?
I feel like they told us to get licked and not see.
Should we go see the show?
I mean, I'm curious.
I'm pretty curious.
Nas like just sits up in his bed. It's like, They're going to the show. It lays back down.
Is it, now that it's night, is it visibly dark outside? Or is it still...
It's much darker now.
What time is it?
Oh,
Like the middle of the
like
night?
the middle of the night.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of show could you see at this time of night? It's so dark.
Yeah, and how do they even light this place up in the first place?
Do skeletons have dark vision?
Ooh, good question. I think they do.
They probably would have to.
I
So I
think,
can't
like,
see
all
anything then,
undeads
but
have
you
dark
can. You
vision.
don't care.
There's inside at least, there's plenty of torchlight or magical light as well in
Yeah,
some
but
of the rooms.
Magically.
I mean, where in town is this show?
They said it was around back, I think.
Yeah,
Round
he would tell
back.
you it's at the theater, the Mortal Coil,
Where are we again?
the Broken Bow.
So the show is round back
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the stump from us.
at the Mortal Coil. I mean, I'm not tired yet.
Yeah, I'm not really either. I took a nap. Oh yeah, because you trance. I was like, why aren't you tired? Okay, let's go.
Sure.
We take extra ale to take with us because you made the
At
distinction.
least,
We
yeah.
can
You've
walk
got to be
around.
super drunk
At
by
least.
this time. Maybe you're
Not
pleasantly buzzed.
super drunk.
You're probably
I'm
a
at least
heavy
pleasantly
drinker.
buzzed.
You know.
I think to deal
I
with
have a high
the,
tolerance. I drink a lot.
to be fair, I think to deal with the shock of this town.
Yeah. Need a little bit of aid. Yes, it's not a comfortable place for humans, as somebody mentioned.
But I might need
Sleep.
you to kind of guide me because they're probably on your streetlights and I don't have dark vision.
You can
Yeah.
still see in the dark. You just don't have dark. Like, you can't see far. You can still see.
And it's like, you know,
Yeah, I
You have
mean,
torches?
But
it's
there's-
a
I'm probably gonna
waning
trip on some
moon.
roof.
It's like a
Think-
little crescent
Trip on
moon.
some roof.
well,
Actually, that would have be setting by now.
yeah, well, and it was overcast in the evening,
Yeah.
so it's probably pretty dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, humans can actually see pretty decently in the dark, like
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe D&D humans are different.
It's a
and are
clearing,
really
there's
just
moonlight.
super
Yeah,
blind in the
but
dark.
in real life you have like the moon and the stars, but it's
Yeah.
overcast. So
Right.
I don't know. But
The rain
We can
is
say that
kind
I
of
can.
stopped, but it's still like overcast, yeah. And,
If it's easier
and the
for you to say
forest
that,
is
I can see.
unnaturally
That's
dark
fine.
regardless.
Yeah, I'll take your hand and walk you over there.
Okay,
Thanks.
so as you approach the building, which is sort of a rickety old wood theater, sort of almost like tacked onto the back of the stump, you start to hear the sounds from inside of a woman wailing away and telling a tale of something. So you've missed the beginning of the show.
does it sound like there's other people in there? Can't tell.
Can't tell.
Okay,
Oh.
we're here. We come this far.
Does anything about her wailing strike familiar to me?
Yeah, she like a banshee or
roll an
a
Arcana
siren.
check.
I got a 16.
She definitely sounds like elfish. She's got an elfish voice, and you think that if she's incorporeal, then that probably is a banshee.
Mm-hmm. This may not be safe,
What kind of not safe?
but then
I
this
have- I
afternoon
have
I got
my-
licked by a beholder.
I have my flail.
We had conversation with skeletons at dinner.
What do you think it is?
Oh, I'm certain this is Banshee.
What does that do?
Well, they can get in your head. I don't think your flail will do much. I hate to say. You certain you want to go in there?
I mean, only if you do.
I mean, I've heard their songs are beautiful.
But then we'll be like charmed into staying here forever.
Just might hurt.
I heard. Will we be incapable of leaving?
We could, you know. We could be. But this town has proven me wrong on many things already this afternoon.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
We walk in.
So you walk in,
you
and
imagine
there's
that
like
scene?
just a little bit of a stage, like 2 feet up or something, and a smattering of chairs in which sits a couple of skeletons, and it looks like mostly they're like heckling her almost. It's like
Heckled by skeleton.
but yes, it's a banshee. She looks like this. Woo, and she's floating around on the stage, like being all dramatic and telling a tale of basically her life story.
Cool.
Make a wisdom saving throw as soon as you see her.
Is it a charm effect?
My wisdom went up. Where's the pencil?
I got 17.
6.
Okay. You are frightened of her and just want to leave instead.
I think I'm going to leave Darcassan.
Right. It probably is for the best.
Are you going to stay here?
Like for the 2 seconds that you've been hearing it, you get the feeling that this is literally her reciting her life story, and she does it every night, and everybody hates it.
Is it a scary story? Or I'm just like scared by her like
Yeah, no,
presence?
you're by her, the way she looks, you're scared
Okay.
of her face.
How old is she? She like well before my time? Is she
You would have no way to know.
even from the story she's telling?
If you stay and listen, she's maybe been dead 100 years. The way that part of her life talks about stuff that you also have lived through.
I mean, that just makes me think of memories, and so I don't think I would be frightened with the check. I think I'd just kind of, I don't know, be a little sad. I'll go too.
Okay, you guys leave.
Well, that was a thing we did.
You would have probably noticed that, like, when you walked in, like, her eyes sort of lit up a little bit, and she, like, put more oomph into her performance. And then when you
excited new
leave,
people
she's, like, a
came.
little sad.
Oh no, I feel bad for a banshee.
Poor
What have
Banshee.
you done to me?
Yeah.
Okay, what's it like? 2 or 3 in the morning?
Yeah, I go to
I should
sleep now
probably.
Yeah.
for a second
Nat's
nap.
gonna wake up, so Nat's
should
gonna
probably
leave
do the
early.
same.
Do I come back?
At 2
from-
in the morning?
Yeah,
I mean,
so if
especially
it's
at
morning,
night.
you,
2 or
whenever
3,
you're
maybe
whenever
4,
you're done, you
whenever
can
my
be done.
rest
Just
is
wait.
finished.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come
Oh,
around
wait.
2 or 3 in the morning. Is that okay? Or through all the way till the morning time?
However long you want it.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Before dawn, I awake and I leave a note to Kenaz to find me at Liberty Farm late in the morning.
The blacksmith is right next to the mortar coil, so if you were still there, we might have.
Yeah,
like,
you
walked
may
by
you may have seen them out walking
It's not
about
right
and
next
then
to it, but it's
decided to
very
be
close.
done and go
Is
talk
it?
to them or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think you'd see me because, well, maybe I have to pass straight through the stump. So I'll leave still in the darkness of the morning from the.
You can go
broken bough.
through the stump?
Well, like
Can
through
I
that area.
see
Oh,
I would
Nat
go
when
around
she
the
gets
stump.
up?
And I'm
Can
headed to
something that
Liberty
you
Farm.
shape
Around that time?
I don't know how early are you? Are you
3 or 4.
getting up at the same time that they're going in?
Probably. I mean, whenever my rest would be finished, I'll get up as early as possible. And go to the farm early in the
Did you do
morning.
8 hours?
I
Yeah.
think it's 8 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Then if you
I
went to
don't know
sleep
when I went
at
to
like
sleep.
9, then you wouldn't get up till 5.
Okay, so I'd have to get up more than
Okay.
that.
So yeah, if you went back to the inn at the same time that Allet and Darcassan were, then you would not see Nat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll wait a little bit longer because if they're walking through, I'm probably still working on the.
Yeah, and I want to miss Mr. Tiki, so I'll be like, oh crap,
Let's
and
go
then
this way.
let's hurry back.
Oh, didn't they say that he was at the blacksmith? Let's go the other way.
Okay.
Right.
So
Like-
then I'll come in as you're about to leave. Then.
Okay, I'm headed out. I'm trying not to wake anyone up. I'm just like got my stuff, and I'm like,
Wait, so when we come back, where are the 2 of you sleeping? Not in the beds that are adjacent, I guess.
I mean,
the
in
beds
that
were-
room,
same
but
room,
just
we
weird push
let's
the bed.
push the beds
So
back
there's
where
one
they
room
were.
with 3 that are separate, and you're both sleeping in there, and then there's one with 1 and one with 2 that aren't together.
They're in the 2.
We're in the room with 2 that are no
Oh,
longer
okay.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep in the one by myself again then. Since Mr. Tiki's not here. Oh, I guess Trail's supposed to be here. That's who the
Trail's
extra
supposed to
is.
be
Oh,
in there,
I don't
but
think you
yeah.
want to share.
I
a
reassigned
trouble, do
it.
you? Yeah.
Trail's with us. You're fine.
Yeah. Charles and
I've already assigned it.
Cool. Glad to hear it.
Okay.
It is the next morning.
Yes.
the 9th.
Yeah. So let you're bedding down. Nat's up and on her way to the house. I'm
I'm
probably
better
now.
After a couple hours of overlap.
Yeah. I'm probably
Everybody
about
was asleep.
waking up and reading her note and like, oh, well, should probably find everybody and kind of get my stuff together.
What was the note on the door? I missed that,
Well,
but I would probably see it at some point.
her note to me was just like, hey, I went to go say hi to Karan and Larissa over at Liberty Farms.
It was actually just a sock
come-
tied around
to
the
come
door
meet me
handle.
I'm very familiar with your
Necktie.
druid.
Yeah, that's the special Tiefling code. It means we have to talk to Mr. Tiki.
Okay, so Nat is heading over
I'm walking
to
across town to the
Liberty
west.
Farms. Mr. Tiki's going with.
Yes. Well, we meet at the
must
inn.
Run into each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nat, I have a gift for you and Kenaz.
You do?
Yes.
Is this one gift for the both of us?
No,
Kind of a
2
thing?
separate gifts.
Okay, oh, that's
But you should
wonderful.
probably use them at the same time,
Oh,
I
no.
suppose, if you want.
Okay.
So I hand them 2 glass candle holders. One with a male tiefling, one with a female tiefling. Both have like little love symbol on it. the heart symbol on it. Here you go.
These are so nice that
Yeah.
I will love my candle holder only, mine,
Right.
separate from Kenaz's.
Yes, they're 2
Just
separate things.
Yes, they are.
But when they work together, it lights up.
Oh, this is very sweet of you. Anyway, I'm going.
Oh, maybe I'll come. Can I come with you?
Yes, of course you may. I'm going to the farm. Do you like farms?
Sure.
I love farms.
Yeah, there was a lot of farms in the gnome village.
Great. All right, we're going west.
Great.
Liberty
Perfect.
Farms.
Oh, awesome. And I have questions for you on the way anyway.
Yes, of course you do. Yes. And we walk.
All right.
So you walk through town, around past the graveyard, to this rickety old farmhouse, basically, that's falling apart and has a couple of tieflings outside, sort of like hammering at it and trying to fix it up. Like the forest around it is like it's right at the outskirts of town. This was not originally farmland. I guess it wasn't a farmhouse originally. It was just somebody's house that they died and aren't living in anymore. So there's one tiefling like working on the house, and there's another one sort of out in the forest chopping down a tree and like trying to clear land so that eventually at some point in the future they could start farming it.
Great. So I walk up and I'll say, I recognize these tieflings. They would be tieflings that I helped liberate in the past, right?
Yes.
And I would
Yes,
say,
I know you.
friends. Adrian, what are my friends' names?
Is this them?
Yes.
Karan and Larissa.
Karan, Larissa.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Matt, hello. Thank you.
I heard about your wonderful fortune and you're opening the farm, and I've come to give you a wedding present. Oh, also, this is my friend, Mr. Tiki. Mr. Tiki, Karan, and Larissa.
Hello.
Some old friends of mine.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm come to celebrate your love for each other as tieflings.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave him here, and I'm going to go up on that hill. And I do that quickly.
Okay.
Oh!
Just re-gift him right in front of Mr. Tiki.
That's too brutal. That's too brutal. No,
But it's perfect for two tieflings in love. Which aren't the two of you.
That would be really good.
Maybe later.
We'll do it
He's not around
surreptitiously
yet.
later.
Kenaz would definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
So when you walk off into the forest where they're trying to clear enough area to eventually farm, Larissa looks a little confused that you're like, I'm going to give you a wedding present, and then start to walk away. And then she does shout out from at you as you walk off, "Oh, be careful, it's not really safe over there."
Okay. I'll slow my roll then. I'll be like, first, Mr. Tiki is not the wedding gift. I'm gonna do it. Where's safe? Where's safe to sit? I need maybe 8 hours. What?
Okay. I mean, we're going to be working here all day, but
Yeah.
stay near the house.
Okay. So I'll do that. I'll just sit somewhere near the house.
Oh, perfect. So I can keep talking to
we're
you.
nearby each other. Yes.
Okay.
And I begin to chant and move my hands, and I am enriching the land for them for 1 year.
Cool.
It's a ritual.
Is there like
I'm
any
doing
kind
that.
of
Well,
dance?
she's like, I had
with
other
that?
things
Yeah,
for you to
well, it
do
has
today.
verbal and somatic components, so I imagine there's some
Stop sleeping.
interpretive
shaking.
dancing. There's some like wiggling my fingers to make the plants grow. It's going to be an
Crazy
exhausting
druid
8 hours,
stuff.
It's
basically.
too bad that this isn't a video because I think that our gestures are just as interesting as our dialogue.
It's just gonna really strengthen the roots of those trees.
That they're trying to
Yeah,
cut down.
actually, that's true. Well, I cannot discriminate on the type of plants I enrich. When it's only a half-mile radius, and all of the plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Nice.
First year.
What's the name of it
So
again?
they're going to be
It
real
is-
disappointed in their second harvest.
It is plant growth. It is a third level
nearly as
spell
good.
that you can cast instantaneously or as a ritual.
Oh, so you're doing it as a ritual.
Why don't you do it instantaneously?
Because that's
it's
just
not
like
as
a tangle,
long.
kind of.
Yeah.
But the
It's like a grow for the moment.
enriching aspect is like...
But if you want to do it for long term, it's like she's gonna spend all day doing that.
Cool.
That's why I went out early, so I'd be done at like noonish. But it's going to be more like afternoon.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll be doing that until the afternoon.
So I wake up and come downstairs. Is anybody from our party there? You're
No,
asleep.
I'm probably
Where
I'm meditating in my room.
you're meditating in your room. Okay. Is there anybody interesting that I would know from the town?
No. You see
Skeletons.
Black Eyes at the bar talking with Sir Rickard, who you know is the guy in the armor.
Yeah. Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to meander on over to the Home for Lost Souls, and something that I do whenever I am in the town just to kind of help keep things awesome. Like, I like to do a little, my first morning there, I like to go over and meet with all the tieflings who are still living in the home of Lost Souls and kind of get together and, like, I don't know. I just go over and talk to all of them and make sure they're still good. So that's what I'm doing for the next couple hours at the home of Lost Souls.
Yeah,
just
they're all
talking about
happy to see you, and Shax and Forcus and Flya are doing well, and they're getting settled in, and they're excited to go. They were like, oh yeah, we were actually all going to go over to Liberty Farms and like help them clear out stuff later today. So
awesome. I believe Nat is over there now. But she left a note saying she was heading there early this morning, so I'm sure she's over there, you know, doing druidy things to help with the plants. So you'll see her, and then I'll stop over there a little bit later on, after I go check in on a couple other things. So
cool.
Next for me, I don't know if anybody else is doing anything in particular. Next for me, though, I would want to go over to the Sharp Thing store. What was it called?
Sharp Stuff Shop.
Sharp Stuff Shop. And talk to the little goblins and see what kind of...
They're hobgoblins?
Yeah, they're not
hobgoblins.
No, they're big, like human-sized. I mean, they're hobgoblins.
I didn't miss that they were hobgoblins. Yeah, I'm not really looking for anything in particular. Maybe if there's any, like, different armors or things, I could maybe...
yeah, so you walk into the shop. It's, like, kind of just a regular old shop, nothing too crazy about it. There's, like, racks of various swords and pikes, and they've got suits of armor on one side, and there's two hobgoblins standing around just chatting, and then like a dozen or so little like youth hobgoblins, like kids and stuff, just like running around and like coming in and out of the building and just like playing.
Okay. I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking at the wares, and then I'll see what's actually available.
Okay.
If somebody else is doing anything fancy.
Are you like interrogating
I'm
Nat?
just hanging out with Nat.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up a makeshift, like I'm gonna grab two poles, put it in the ground, take my robes off, and put them between the two as like a showman's curtain, and that way she can't see me. And then I'm gonna do stuff behind it.
Okay. What you doing, Mr. Tiki? As I'm like chanting.
Oh, not much. Just preparing something that I think you'll find very interesting.
Great.
Yeah, if you could look over Puck for me, and I take my Puck doll out and I put him near you.
Okay.
And like just take care of him for a second while I get this done.
Sure.
Thank
Her
you.
Monologue. What could he possibly be doing that would endanger this stuffed animal? Like, I don't... Okay. Sounds good, Mr. Tiki.
It's a mechanical doll.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
He says from behind the curtain. God.
I do that S not to distract you. Your concentration.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's true, I must concentrate and do gestures for 8 hours. It'll be worth it. These trees are going to grow like crazy.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
I'll, after my few hours of meditating, I'll wander the town. See if there's any, I don't know, weird reagent or potion shops or old scroll. I don't know, like a library or something.
There is a potion shop and a library.
Oh, excellent. Go to the library first.
So back at the shop, eyeing armor type stuff, do they have, by chance, I don't know, half plate or splint mail? Either of those? That would be an upgrade from chainmail.
Probably.
Okay. I have not enough money for well, I'd have enough money for splint if it's available.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they would have some splint that they could get fixed up for your size.
Okay. Then I'm going to buy a set of splint mail.
Okay.
And sell them my chainmail that I don't need anymore.
Cool. They're excited about it. They talk to themselves in Goblin.
Okay. And then I will head over to the Lost Estates as well.
Limbo Farm?
The Liberty Farm?
Liberty Farm.
Liberty Farm. Limbo Farm is another farm that's on there, sorry.
Yeah.
Liberty Farm.
Liberty Farms. And I'll go over and talk to Karan and Larissa and just kind of see how they're doing.
Okay.
Congratulate them. Congratulations, guys.
Okay.
I see Nat off doing Druid stuff.
And Mr. Tiki doing
also
Mr. Tiki stuff.
doing things and stuff.
Stuff and things.
And
just wave from behind the
Probably
curtain.
like about that time also a bunch of the other tieflings would be
Starting to
arriving
show
and like,
up.
oh hey guys, we want to help out. And so they like get axes or whatever and are starting to help clear the trees and or like work on the house a little bit.
Cool. I will see what help they need. Like, I guess they're chopping down trees. My main weapon's an axe. So I'll go find an actual wood axe, not just hack away with my weapon axe. But, I'll start helping them try to chop down and clear trees and stuff.
Okay. Can I see the map? Yeah. So Bob, or Darcassan, you head towards Aknorum's library, which is a tree like the
stump.
No, more like the home for lost souls. It's a living tree that has a house sort of built into and on it, almost like projecting out in weird ways that looks like it should be falling over, but is somehow held up, probably through magic. And it looks like it's definitely like somebody's house, and like the library is this person's private collection. But you could go in and ask to...
Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
Okay, so what comes to the door
What indeed?
is a sort of humpbacked, bird-faced creature that looks like that.
A Skeksis.
No.
But is it sexy?
Yeah. And then you can kind of see in the sitting room behind it a mind flayer kind of floating a book in front of its face.
Wait, where are you?
Next door to
The
you.
library?
Oh, the library. Okay.
Who are you? It asks.
I am Darcassan Imreth.
Oh.
I was just seeing if you had any, I don't know, scrolls, maybe with spells written on them, or even books that sort of describe the lands here. I'd be interested.
Yes, I have some of those things. You want to come in and look at them?
Well, at the very least.
And he kind of like looks back, and the Illithid looks forward, and they talk to each other, but like telepathically. So but you can tell that they're communicating.
There's communication. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay, come on in."
All right. Is it like cluttered? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
Why are you here? What brings you to the town?
I'm part of a organization.
Oh, don't touch that. It might explode. If you were about to touch something, I don't know.
Here's like just metal leader.
We've successfully liberated some tieflings.
Oh, nasty folk.
Wait, the tieflings or the people who are enslaving them?
Yes.
Right. In any case, we were tasked with bringing them here, or rather, our task became bringing them here. And now that I'm here, I found this place quite interesting. It's exceeding any expectation I would have had prior.
It's a wonderful place.
One could say that.
Anyway, technically, my library is open, so please wander as you wish. I have things to work on. And you see him pull a little ring out of his pocket or something and start looking at it and kind of like go over to find a jeweler's loop and kind of just sits at a little desk that's because he's like only like this tall because of his weird humpback and everything, and he kind of sits down in a way that's his body allows him to sit at a tiny little desk, and it starts doing something with the ring.
I don't know, should I roll like investigation, see if I find anything?
Yeah, you're trying to find some scrolls or something to buy off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pretty wide selection, so I mean, if you want to pick me a scroll, a spell that you wanted to learn, that you could find a scroll in order to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know, a second level, like maybe web or something like that. Imagine I'd come across that in this creepy place.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes, you find creepy spells exclusively. Spider climb.
Spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Web does nope, not web apparently.
Hmm.
You see protection from energy, but that's a 3rd level spell. You see darkness, but not in the sense that you see darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why web isn't listed in the.
Oh, this shop doesn't sell web.
Mirror image, that'd be creepy.
Well, I guess looking through the scrolls, I don't really find anything that intrigues me or that I haven't already seen before.
Okay.
You know, having perused what they have, it's just equally as creepy as I'm expecting this place to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of weird, creepy stuff laying around. You know, body parts in jars.
And even though the Mind Flayer seems to just be reading the book, it just is a little unnerving.
Yeah.
So
they always are. You get the feeling that even though they're each like in separate parts of the house working on their own little projects, they're talking to each other telepathically about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate my time here. I'm going to see what else is around the village. I thank you.
Not much else, I'm sure.
No, I'll leave. Do I notice Tiki's cloak? Because, like, that's just up the road.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, they're, like, right next to each other.
you would see that the others are over at the farm.
Because they're...
I'll just kind of wander over.
Yeah.
I'll wander
pretty
over
close
there.
to there.
You were here and they're there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an interesting dance.
Thank you. This part requires about 45 minutes of snapping my fingers.
Yeah.
It simulates the patter of rain falling on fertile soil.
That's good. That's what he said.
I would call Darcassan over.
Okay.
Darcassan,
Yes.
hey, I'm almost done with that project I've been working on for about 50 years.
Yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah. I want to unveil it for Nat to see. I think she would appreciate it. Don't you?
You know, she probably would.
I think so, too.
I mean, she seems keen on you.
Wait, you think so?
No, I mean, like, I mean it more as...
In a plutonic way.
Oh no, he's forming a new headcanon of why me and Kenaz aren't together.
I mean it more that, you know, given how attuned she is with the natural world, she takes no offense to you.
No. Should
So
I
I
be offended?
think...
Am I offensive?
No, you're not offensive, but I don't know if every druid would appreciate a being made of metal.
You're like a fine wine.
Yes.
Needless to say, though, I think unveiling it to her would be a delight.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this perfect saddle here for Puck to sit in.
Yeah, I think you've shown me that design. It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
How much of that did Nat hear? She's just snapping really loud.
Maybe the working is loud too. Chop, chop.
I'm going to wait until
hammer.
she's pretty much done because I'm going to ask her to hand me Puck to finish my creation.
Okay. Well, before that can happen, there's a loud scream from off in the fields a little bit a ways away to the east. And running from that direction where a couple of the tieflings had been working are those two tieflings running back, screaming, "Oh my god, it's the walker!"
I was told the walker did not come here.
And then...
Do alarms go off?
Like tornado sirens?
Then Larissa turns to Charon and is like, "See, I told you!" And then Charon rolls his eyes, is like, she thinks she saw it yesterday too, and he like starts walking off in that direction.
Alright, I'll set down my wood axe and grab my regular axe and head over there to kind of walk with him.
Okay.
Go see what's happening.
Roll a perception check.
8.
You don't really see anything, and you just keep walking into the woods. You're like, there's no walker. I don't know what you're talking about. Roll a DC 16. I shouldn't have told you that part.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Roll me.
Secret!
DMing 101.
Yeah, I read because I didn't write the part about which save it was. I wrote what the number is, and I don't know what the actual ability is. So it'll be a 16 to beat, but it is going to be charisma.
Oh, thank God. 14.
So you don't see anything, but you're definitely like feel that there is something here, and it frightens you. So you are frightened and wish to leave.
Can I be woken up? Yeah.
Wait,
Is it
do
10?
I benefit from
Yeah,
my
you would
own
be awake
aura
by
of
this.
protection? Do I get a double
No,
one?
but
I know.
if you head back, I might be like, "What's up?"
If I was just like hanging
Why
out at the
wouldn't
end when I've
you?
heard the scream.
No.
Benefit
Back
from
too
your
far
own
away.
aura.
I mean, you'd basically be doubling my.
Outsiders.
Did
Yeah,
anyone-
it would
Charisma
say
bonus,
explicitly if you got
Did
it.
any of your characters leave me a note? Okay.
So you're going to do your own things.
I just keep eating.
Oh, you
I'm
and
sleeping.
friend. Oh, no, never mind. That's a different thing.
I mean, I bet if you asked.
Whenever you
That's
or a
true,
friendly
I'll probably
creature
ask
must make,
Hey, you
make
know
a
where
saving
people
throw,
are?
so I actually hit 16, so I'm actually not frightened.
Okay, you are not frightened, but you feel that there
Yeah.
is something frightening out there, even if you can't see it.
Yeah, because it says whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet must
Yeah.
make a saving throw, it gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier.
At about that same
So I
time,
can
though,
pull out my charisma.
Kyron like stops moving, and he's like, "Maybe we shouldn't be wandering out here by ourselves. Let's go back." And he kind of does get frightened and start to turn back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of head back, but like seeing that he's frightened, like, and there's clearly something a little weird, I'll kind of just back away as well.
All right.
If I come down and ask Black Eyes, hey, you know where my people went?
She like looks away from the conversation that she's having with Lord Rickard,
Way to go.
and is like, "Nah, they left. I don't know."
Okay, thanks.
And then continues her conversation with Lord Rickard.
So actually, as I'm kind of walking away here, I'm going to use my divine sense to kind of like open myself up to. It's basically like a detect good or evil kind of thing.
Right. What does it detect? for
You know the
what
location
distance?
of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. I know the type, but not its identity. And I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, such as with the Hollow spell.
You do detect that the area you are in has been desecrated via a hollow spell.
Okay. So yeah, knowing that now, I'll definitely kind of leave to go over and huddle and let people know that, like, we might want to do something about that. There's things over there. So you're not with us, right? You're off.
No, it looks like the inn is right next to the Adamantine Mercantile. Can I
Yeah.
go there?
Sure.
Okay, what is it like there?
This is run by a couple of Gith, and
What do gifts look like?
they're kind of elfish, but from other planes. They're kind of like that color skin.
Okay.
Was that area the graveyard that was desecrated? Or was it outside of it?
No, it was outside the graveyard. The graveyard has a little fence around
Yeah.
it and everything.
Okay.
You would probably know that, like, all the skeletons and people that live in the town
That's where
that
they
go
live.
and live in the graveyard.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it has actual dead people in it too, but that's where the undeads go to sleep during the day.
Okay. No, actually not. It's actually that area over there, and I kind of indicate where we were
Yeah.
at the edge of the forest.
So the Adamantine Mercantile is run by these couple of Gith, and it's got like all kinds of weird stuff on the walls, like mechanical things and crystals that look like they might be magical and stuff like that, but mostly mundane, like travel gear, and it's just a general store. But yeah, so you can go in and look around.
I'll look around.
Okay. "Hello, traveler," says one of the Gith who walks up to you. "What can we help you find today?"
Hi. Well, I'm just looking around. I'm like passing through. Thought I'd check out this establishment you got here.
All right. Well, if there's anything in particular you are looking for that you cannot find, our promise is we will get it for you.
Oh, that's quite the promise. Thanks. I'll let you know.
Cool.
Do you have stuff you could sell? I have stuff I need to unload. I
I
forgot
think
about.
that you have it all.
Yeah, I have all.
Yeah, they'll take anything that you guys want to unload on them. From
Hey, are you guys magical?
Not strictly, no. Are you?
No. Do you know what this is? I showed them Harold.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And he picks it up.
There
Looks like a bag of gold.
we go. Now it talks in my head. It's the awful.
That is very interesting.
It is, but I'd rather it didn't, so I'm trying to,
You should go talk to Aknorum. He's always good at discerning strange curses.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Does Harold say anything? Does it hurt the other person to pick it up?
He saved.
Oh. I thought that was maybe to figure out what it was.
No, I mean, he still wants rose petals. You haven't given him rose petals, and he's upset at you about it.
Okay, calm down.
Didn't we give him rose petals?
I thought that...
We did.
Yeah,
in
I
the
thought
Oh,
graveyard.
you did. That's right.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Okay, so this time...
And then it said it was full and I went to sleep.
Right, you haven't asked him what he wants recently, then.
So it doesn't just like chat me up randomly.
No. Well, I guess, yeah, the next day after he got the rose petals, he would have told you that he wants a raven's feather.
Oh. Okay. I'll look for one. Oh, that lies to Harold.
Somebody could probably get you a raven's feather.
I bet it's Mr. Tiki. Okay, so then you go off to that place, I guess.
Yeah. And that's wandering closer to them,
Right.
so maybe...
And you probably run into Bob at this point, because we skipped over you earlier. You were probably up a lot earlier than this, and so maybe you would run into Bob
I don't
as
know
he
what
was
time it is.
leaving or something.
You might
If
be
we're-
able to get a feather off of the librarian.
That is not a raven.
But so we're saying that I ran into you when you were leaving?
When you were on
Sure,
your
I'm stepping out. I mean, that would have been when I'm heading just up the street to talk with Tiki, so I'd be around there.
Or we can say you just missed him or whatever.
Yeah, so maybe you went to the library, like you saw each other in passing, and he's like, oh, I see Tiki doing weird Tiki things. I'm going to go do that. And you're like, okay, I'm going to talk to this librarian real quick, and then I'll come over.
Okay, that's good, because then I'll know where you are. Good call.
Yeah.
Oh, calm down. What is this? 2 visitors in one day? And you see that creature that you saw it, right, earlier?
I did, I think
okay,
so.
yeah. Weird, humpbacked, raven-faced, maybe not raven, eco-faced something bird with feathers, like patchy feathers.
Allet is surprised to see this creature. Sup?
Hello. Who are you?
She is surprised. What's up?
Pretty sure.
I want to know if you know what a magical thing I have does.
Oh, I can probably figure it out.
Cool. Can I come in?
Come in. Yes, come in. And you see behind him a mind flayer floating a book in front of its face, and then turns to you, and its tentacles tentacle, and then it turns back.
I feel like I stare at it, and maybe what's his face has to be like, "Are you coming?"
Yeah, he's like, "Come now this way," and he leads you kind of up a stair to a office kind of place where he's got papers and magical apparatus all over the place, and he clears a spot and asks you to put it down on the table.
This crazy lady gave me this bag and tucks my head.
Interesting. And actually look at stats. He might just be able to.
His stats might be high enough that he auto-saves.
He's immune to bag lady
Oh
spells.
yeah, maybe he's immune to that kind of enchantment or whatever.
Bird people, yes, bird people have an inborn resistance. I'm reading that.
Does he qualify as a bird person? He's not a kanku.
So, Eknorum says that he can take a look at it, but he will need the day and 20 gold to identify it.
That sounds fair. Thank you. Take all the time you need. Then I go downstairs.
Okay.
Somewhat related question. I haven't been there, so I don't. I guess Kenaz doesn't necessarily know. But is that Mind Flayer the one from the council? Or
Yes.
Okay. Because there's only the one Mind
There's
Flayer
only the
in
one
town.
in town.
Okay.
Cool.
And then you come over to join us.
Yeah, so then
After
I'll
you're done
wander
there.
over.
Right. And then you get out of
Cool.
the place and probably then hear the scream.
Okay.
Oh,
And we're all caught back up.
Yeah. So by the time you get over to the group, I'm coming back
yeah,
and being
let's,
like,
yeah.
yo, that ground over that way, just outside of the graveyard in the forest area, is definitely desecrated. And
What does that mean?
We should probably do something about that. Powerful evil.
How powerful?
Hopefully not too powerful.
That's right. I have my flail.
And not
I'm ready.
necessarily evil.
Not necessarily evil, I suppose. But
The Hallow spell can be cast by anybody, and you get to choose if you make it desecrated or consecrated.
right. But desecrated is like the evil version.
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody.
But I mean, a
made
good person could theoretically desecrate
cast.
something.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Theoretically.
Yes, there's a dark
shitty
spot
way
of
to
land over there. Would I have felt myself resist the fear effect, or did I just, because I passed, I wouldn't know at all?
No, you felt it.
Okay. There's definitely also somebody over there that, is.
You think that that's part of the desecration.
Okay.
Is that it?
Would you
has a
tell us
fear
that you
effect
felt
attached.
Yeah.
afraid?
Well, I shrugged it off.
Well,
like,
maybe make an Arcana check if you have
Okay.
that.
18.
Yeah, you would know that that's a thing that can be
16, but
attached to a consecrate or desecrate.
okay.
A hallow can have a fear effect attached to it.
Okay. Yeah, so as you enter, you'll feel it if you go over there. Once you cross into that desecrated land, you'll feel kind of a weight of fear that, I don't know how strong of mind you are, but you might have to fight off a little bit.
You doubt?
I'm just saying I don't know how strong of
We
mind
felt
you are.
some fear effects last night. You think it could be related, Darcassan?
I mean, I think that's just pretty normal for undead.
Do you think it's an undead thing?
What fear effects did you feel last night?
Nothing.
We went to...
You would have known also from going that it's quite clearly plastered on the front of the building that is the one-woman show of the Ivory Woman's one-woman show. But
It seems
random stuff.
Allet does not wish to.
Did you guys go to the show?
I don't know what you're talking about.
They went to the show.
It was quite lovely.
Okay, I think it's unrelated.
You would know, having probably also been tricked into going to it, that Darcassan saying it was quite lovely means that they didn't stay.
Yeah.
Because you guys would have gotten bored and it's just really bad. It's her retelling all of the terrible, sad things that ever happened to her in all of her life, and it's just depressing and terrible and not good to watch.
Okay.
The Banshee monologues.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I believe that is likely unrelated. The fear effect, I mean, she's a banshee. She just kind of does that. Whereas this was somebody specifically casting a spell to turn this section of the forest dark, which concerns me greatly. If there's somebody, if that was somebody here in town that did that could pose a problem to long-term stability here.
And did that lady think it was the walker?
She was yelling about the walker. Apparently she's felt she's seen him before. I think it might be something related to the fear effect. She just gets close to there and feels this dread and is just convinced it's the walker, because the walker is something that concerns anybody who travels these woods.
Roll a perception check. Or I guess rather, what's all of your passive perceptions? That
14.
Our passives?
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Are Mr. Tiki and I close enough to this situation?
Now it says 20.
20.
Yeah. So 20 and 17 and 14 and...
Whatever the base is. I don't know.
10.
Okay, so you three would realize that Larissa?
Yes.
Yeah,
Larissa.
Karan and Larissa.
Talking about her, that she had seen it before, and you're mentioning that, and then you look around to and she's not here anymore. She's left.
Oh, good.
Good.
That was sarcasm.
Oh.
Been around Mr. Tiki too much, Darcassan.
Is Karan still around?
Yeah.
So yeah, not noticing that Larissa's not around, I'm just like, hey, Karan, come over here.
And he finishes what he's doing and comes over.
We're curious that area. We were just over there. You said you felt very afraid in that area.
Yeah.
Do you know Larissa, your wife? She was talking about the walker. I've never known anything like that associated with the walker. Has she been talking about him a lot recently?
She saw him yesterday when she was over there working, she claims. But yeah, after this, she's gone into town to talk to find Meliata. She would know whether or not the walker had been here.
Oh, okay. Then that's why I guess, noticed she's not there. She's
she's
gone.
She's fine. She ran off into town.
Okay. Well, I detected that area appears to have been desecrated. So I think that's what's causing it. I don't think that would be the walker's work, but I don't know much about the walker specifically.
Me neither. You would remember
all the better for it.
That the last time you saw it, that you took negative energy damage just from being close to it.
Okay.
What time of day is it right now?
Yeah, how close is
morning.
Nat to finishing up her?
Few hours.
She's like halfway through it. Yeah.
If it's late morning, I've got a few hours left. But I can still do skill checks when I'm concentrating on a spell, right?
But you're not concentrating, you're casting.
Oh, that's
it is an
true.
8-hour casting time.
Okay. I'm on the humming portion now. It's kind of tuneless, I'm not.
You're going around and talking to each individual blade of grass.
That's right.
You grow.
That's
and
right,
you grow.
That's right.
Yes,
we
we
grow. If you would
grow.
just grow. grow. There are mushrooms, right? Mushrooms and gourds?
Yeah.
Mushrooms grow. Gourds grow.
Darcassan, do you have any kind of magics in your realm of abilities that would be able to cleanse that chunk of land?
No, that was never something that I was specifically taught. The force I was raised in was nothing like this.
Very well. Perhaps we should go over and, we'll wait here momentarily for
Darcassan,
Miliata.
roll me an intelligence check.
14.
You would remember that the bard last night was singing a tale of how he encountered the walker near the town and only just escaped with his life or whatever, and that perhaps there might be more to this.
Okay.
I remember that story.
Right.
After we talk to Miliata when she gets here, we might want to have somebody go speak to...
Who is she again?
Miliata is the, dryad?
Yeah, she's the general that's in charge of
The
defense.
mayor?
Defenses.
She mayor? Mayor?
Dryad.
Mayor?
No,
General.
she's the,
General.
the captain of the guard kind of situation.
Oh, she's more... Oh.
Yeah. But once we've spoken to her, we should maybe, some of us, go talk to Putrid Pauline over at the potion shop. She's a hag that might know a thing or two about desecrations.
Yeah, I bet you would.
You know this, Pauline, well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here, sing some more to the grass.
What do you think happened between them, Mr. Tiki?
I'm unsure, but based on her facial expressions, she does not like this person.
Grow grass. Walk away.
Right, so,
I'll go check with the dwarf bard while they're doing that.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Miliata to show up, assuming that that's where Larissa ran off to go
Okay.
get her.
All right. So, Bob, you're going back to the inn, or Darcassan?
Yes, Darcassan heads to the inn to look for the dwarf.
You don't see him. There's almost nobody in the pub area right now.
Is Black Eyes
Yeah.
at the bar? I'll ask if she knows where he may have headed off to, if he has a particular haunt.
Oh, he's only been here just last night and the night before. She says he performs during the nights. I haven't seen him during the days.
Out of curiosity, how does your is someone back there in the kitchen, or
Yeah.
do you mind if I have a look? I used to run a restaurant myself, and
Roll a persuasion check.
that is a 1.
Oh, man, that's my kitchen.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I appreciate the efforts that you put in, and perhaps we'll see you again this evening.
Cool.
And I awkwardly walk out. Especially awkwardly with that roll.
Yep.
Stumble on the way.
Okay.
Definitely not a charming elf, that's for sure.
Yeah, neither one.
It's
of
the
us
badger,
are.
really.
I was gonna say the badger face on your junk. It just sets people off the wrong way.
After a little while, Larissa returns to the farm, kind of huffy about it, and she's like, "Oh, Miliata insists that the walker isn't here. That if he was, that she would know about it. If you guys want to go talk to her, you can." But she dismissed my concerns.
Kenaz, you know this woman. Can she be swayed?
It would be tough. Once she
Sounds
set
like we
her
should
mind.
investigate ourselves.
Yeah. I don't know, when Nat's done casting her spell, Nat could talk to her. She's
You would think
much
that
more personable than me.
she, whatever it is, she would probably have some idea about it, being aware of threats to the town and everything, and that being literally her job, that she does not sleep and eat in order to perform. But if she's just being like, she may have just dismissed somebody saying the walker, and she'd be like, "No, I know I know where the walker is. I can see him right now, and through one of my other trees, you know."
Ah.
But if you came to her with something concrete, that maybe she would be able to give you better advice.
Okay. In that case, yeah. Let me go talk to her. She might be dismissing the outlandishness of this claim rather than that there's actually something to be investigated.
She's definitely like super intense, but really flippant
Yeah.
with people who she thinks are wasting her time.
Okay.
So.
Larissa, where did you find her?
Oh, she was just in the stump.
Okay. Then I will head off towards the stump.
Okay.
Should we come?
I'm staying.
I don't know.
Sure.
Just asking.
Sure.
I don't know if I want to just
Well,
like,
'cause-
hang out here with Mr. Tiki. I mean, about something weird.
So I guess, yeah,
Excuse
Mr.
me,
Tiki's
I'm
still
not
around.
sure.
If
You're
sure,
casting.
I'll let come along.
I don't have to. It's not a big deal. No.
Mr. Tiki, you'll keep an eye on Nat while she finishes up her spell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's go back to working.
I'm in the waltz phase of plant growth. I'm slowly waltzing through the mushrooms.
All right, so Allet and I head over to the stump.
And you would probably
That's right.
run
Totally
into
the tulips.
on your way over.
What's that?
You'd probably run into Darcassan along the way. He's coming back from the inn around the same time that you guys are.
Just
so-
right by the stump.
Right, everything is right by it's each other, so it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to be like, oh, hey, there's Darcassan.
Or we could go to the potions
Dark-
place. Should
Darcassan, we're heading to the stump to talk to Meliada, our dryad who's in charge of defenses around here.
Would you say you're stumped? I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I wouldn't.
resist.
Gnat size from half a mile away.
Mr. Tiki still doesn't get it.
Anyway, so feel free to come along if you'd
Yeah,
like to talk to
absolutely.
a dryad.
I
Seems-
had a little bit of trouble. I don't know. I remember the dwarf saying something about running from the walker.
The
The
dwarf?
song, the flute player at the inn.
I must have missed him. Doesn't sound
I mean, they
familiar
all-
to me from the town.
He seemed to talk about having run from the walker in his experience, but sadly the innkeeper there seems to not know of his whereabouts.
Very well. Well,
I thought we could look for information from him.
She probably, if you no, not with that persuasion.
No, no,
check.
no,
yeah,
that's
never
not.
mind. No.
we'll keep an eye out for him. Maybe Meliada. She tends to have a pretty good sense of where everyone is in the town. She might be able to point us in the right direction as well.
Fair enough.
All right, so you arrive at the stump, and Ilum is just kind of floating there in the door. I go,
Hey.
hey guys.
Hey, Elam. Could you go get Meliada for us? We need to speak to her.
She's
Meliada.
busy. You can see her next. And you can see past him that Meliada and Uamlix and Mesrob
UMLix.
UMLX, yeah.
Yeah.
The beholder.
and Chardstump, the four of them are talking to a man in weird, like, old-fashioned clothing, like Rydraki style from thousands of years ago that you would, like, not even recognize as that. It's just like, that's a weird outfit. And they're talking. You can't really hear what they're saying, but this guy is making no effort to, like, disguise his voice at all, and he speaks loud, and the place echoes.
So he's wearing old Rodraki stuff. Is he Tiefling?
No.
Okay.
You can roll a perception check if you'd like.
7.
No. So you hear kind of echoing through the room his booming voice say, "There is a thief in your town. I have followed it to here, but for some reason cannot pinpoint its location. I have searched for it since yesterday and would like to request permission to interrogate all of your citizens until I find how that thief has been hidden from me." And then they say something, and he says, "A halfling." And they say some other things, and he says, "Very well," and turns and, like, walks past you guys out through the way. But you, as he passes, he kind of looks at all of you in turn, and you can see he's clearly undead now that you get a good look at him, but he has a fire in his eyes of purpose, and he looks at each of you in turn, the three of you, I guess, that are there, and then steps to the side and walks past.
Okay. So then I'll walk in there.
Who's that guy?
Yeah.
What rat crawled up his ass and died?
Hello, Meliada.
The problems that plague the undead.
Hello, Meliada. It's good to see you again. Ms. Rob, good to see you as well.
Always a pleasure, he says. Meliada says nothing.
Have you any of you heard of any troubles out by Liberty Farms, the old house by the graveyard? I was speaking to Karan and Larissa, who've recently moved out there, and it seems that there's been some things causing them to be ill at ease. Larissa seems to think the walker's about, which, as much as I know that is nonsense, I did go with Karan into the woods and discovered a patch of ground that was clearly desecrated out there. Didn't know if you had heard anything about this or knew anything.
They look at each other, and the three, Yuamlix and Mesrob and Chardstump kind of are like, this doesn't deal with anything that I have to talk about. And they kind of wander off. And Eliada says, yes, Larissa was just here. Her spotting of the walker is ridiculous. I would know if he were within 10 miles of this place.
Yeah, I assumed when she came back and said you dismissed her, it was due to her babbling about the walker. It's clearly not that, but I am a little concerned that there's desecrated ground out there, in where they're trying to live. And if it's causing them problems where they're trying to set up their farm, perhaps we could do something about it.
Perhaps you can. I cannot, she says. As Fae, I'm sure you are aware, I cannot enter any such land.
Very well. Do you happen to know anyone in town who may have had a reason to desecrate a section of ground? If there's somebody new in town who can only sleep on desecrated ground and this is their home, I don't want to go undesecrating it.
No, that's a fair question. There's no one in town. Perhaps some of the clerics at the temples would be capable of casting such a thing, but in general, there's no one here that would do that, and especially with so many undeads living around, they cannot enter that place. I cannot enter that place.
Yes, that's what I feared. We'll investigate a little bit, and if there's any additional problems, we'll let you know. I know you care much about the town's safety and well-being.
I do. And she kind of looks off into the middle distance.
All right. Darcassan, Allet. Over wherever it is. I don't have the map, so I don't know exactly where it is. But I direct them towards where Toil and Trouble, the potion shop, would be.
Before we leave, I would say it was very nice to meet you, Meliada.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Meliada.
You didn't even introduce us.
Darcassan and Allet, two of my new traveling companions, traveling with Nat and I.
She looks at them.
She's making fey eyes at the elf.
Whoa, strike that, reverse it.
Oh.
They're new in town. You may also see a walking robot around, mechanical construct. Mr. Tiki, he's another of our companions.
How uninteresting.
I thought you'd feel that way.
You might be surprised.
But we'll look into things and get back to you later. And if you have a chance, you should go say hi to Nat. She's currently aiding
Nat's here.
Yes, she's aiding in the growth of the farm out there by the house. I'm sure she'd be happy to see you.
That'd be fun.
You're such a bro.
But Allet, Darcassan, perhaps you should go over to Toil and Trouble and speak to Putrid Pauline. She's the hag over there. See if she would know anything about a potion or something that she could maybe concoct for us to aid in clearing this desecration. Meanwhile, I'm going to go, I believe, and I'm going to go over to the temple and speak to some of the acolytes and clerics over at the temple of my god, and see what they have for possible solutions to getting to the bottom of this.
Okay. As you, is it just you that's going, or are the other two coming?
I think he's sending us to the potion shop.
We're going to the potion
Oh,
shop.
you guys are going to the potion shop?
All right, so I'll head over to go talk to the Tabaxi guy, Shadow at Dusk, over at the temple.
Okay. Roll a perception check as you are walking over there.
7.
Okay.
All right. So I get there. I'll come inside. I'll go.
Which temple is that?
That is the Tritherian.
Tritherian.
What part of town is that in?
It's right outside the
Northeast.
stump.
Okay. So I'll go in. I'll first go to the altar and kneel down, say a quick little prayer to Tritherion, reaffirming my oaths to uphold his tenets and, normal prayer stuff.
The other two of you, Allet and Darcassan, since you're walking roughly that same way, roll also a perception check, because these are all right next to each other.
7. Oh, wait. 12.
Yeah.
Must be nice to have bonuses.
Only on something.
27.
Bob. Nat 20 on the fucking roll.
Okay, so even though you're going in the other direction, you see him walk past the first temple and go into the second temple, and at about that same time, that undead guy that was talking to Miliata before you guys is walking into the first temple.
Oh, the one in the awkward or the ancient clothing?
Yeah.
Allet, do you see that?
He has that angry guy.
Yeah, I know, right? It was very intense.
Do we know what temple that is? Or that is a temple, I think, right?
You can tell without needing to have any knowledge that is the temple of Therisdun.
What do we know about Therisdun?
He's like...
Roll a religion.
Natural 1. I know negative things.
15.
Negative.
He wouldn't be an elf
I've had a headache.
deity.
No, he's not an elf deity.
He's like mischief or trickery.
Yes. He's like a god of, shadow and ill luck and insanity.
Oh, yeah, that's great. It's great. Great religion to have.
Yep.
I take it our beholder is a follower of that one. I mean, the potion shop sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to the potion shop.
We went on an
What's her
adventure
name?
yesterday.
Pestilence?
Putrid Polly.
Polly?
Is that it?
Pauline.
Pauline.
Oh, Pauline.
Is it putrid? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
putrid, yeah.
Cool. But are we supposed to call her that?
Seems a little crass.
I know.
But given,
What about
Seems a little crap.
Potions Lady?
given the nature of this town, she's probably delights in that name.
I guess. Do we know what kind of creature she is?
They said hag.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
Crazy fae.
Okay. Let's do this.
I don't think they were being metaphorical.
All right, so we'll do Kenaz first.
Okay.
At the Temple of, I was trying to remember.
All right.
Not now I have Relish as in my mind.
At the Temple of, I'm trying to
Tritherion,
recall.
yeah. So, yeah, I finished up my little quick prayer at the altar, and then, do I see Shadow at Dusk?
Yes, Shadow at Dusk is there.
Okay. Then I'll go over. Hello, Shadow at Dusk. Good to see you again.
Yes. Welcome back to town.
Yes. Have any of the other tieflings taken to following in the paths of our Lord?
Yes, in fact, 2 of your acolytes have joined my ranks here.
Good. I feel this is a natural home for many of us tieflings who have thrown off the shackles of oppression.
Indeed.
Do you feel inclined to scratch under his chin?
I no. I value not having my arm shredded.
What can I do for you?
We have an interesting problem that seems to be slowly coming to light here. Karan and Larissa, 2 of the tieflings we brought back, were recently married.
Yes, I performed the ceremony.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad they decided to join under the protection of the Lord Tritherion. As you know, then I'm sure they moved off to that abandoned farm, or that abandoned house by the graveyard to start a farm. We were over there helping them this morning, and I discovered that there is a bit of desecrated land just on the edges of the wood near the house. Yes, I agree. Hiss indeed. I feel like my first inclination is initially we should get that cleared. Clear the desecration and remove that taint from the land. And then after that, it would probably be useful to try and figure out what caused this so that we can address that further here in the town. But I was wondering, as a cleric here, if you had any abilities that would aid us in trying to cleanse this land.
I could certainly attempt to dispel it, but it is a high-level spell. I may not be strong enough to do so.
Well, I mean, at this point, we are short on options, so we'll take whatever opportunities we can get. You know, if there's anything I can do to aid you in the spell.
No, but I would be remiss if I did not attempt to assist.
Indeed. Well, if you're not busy now, we could head over there and try and get this taken care of in the light of day.
Excellent.
Right, so we'll head back over towards the farms to go try and dispel some magic. Meanwhile,
we're going to the potions place.
Yep. So you enter the potion shop, and so you open the door to the shop, and like just a billow of fog rolls out, and you walk into a dimly lit room with racks of potions on one side and hanging herbs and from the rafters, eyeballs in jars and weird reagents hanging around, and then a bell jingles on the door, and you hear a customers from a back room. And
hello?
a hag comes hobbling out. What can I do for you, my children?
We were sent here by some friends that frequent this town.
Like Hansel and Gretel?
Kenaz and Nat, are you familiar with them?
No, there are plenty of people who come to see me.
Okay. Well, they recommended your expertise.
Yeah.
Because we discovered a little bit of an issue. We found some desecrated land out by the graveyard.
That seems appropriate.
Oh, like good? Because we were thinking not as good.
Where else would one desecrate but by a graveyard?
I mean, that was what I was thinking too, but it's past the graveyard, and
that's just silly.
It gives a fear effect. People who have been caught up in it feel the presence of the walker.
The walker, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I have an ointment for that.
Cool.
You have does that work per person, or does that work for the land?
No, for you, and for you, you just rub it on your skin, and the walker will never walk near you.
Mm.
What does it smell like?
Snake. And she grabs a bottle that clearly says snake oil on it.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Just 3 gold.
Just 3 gold, huh?
That's not bad, actually. Do you know anyone around here who desecrates land?
The walker might do that.
Yeah?
But no, I don't think so.
Do you know the walker?
No, of course not. He doesn't talk to us. He just murders.
Good to know.
So you have nothing that can help remove that desecration?
Oh, why would I want to?
I guess you are on the other side of town.
I think she's on the other side of
something.
Yeah.
Always enjoy a good sit in a desecrated landscape.
Well, you should come check it out then.
Maybe I will. She says ominously.
Hope to see you there.
Have you seen anyone else new in town?
Oh yes, there was that dwarf bard is in town, and there was a halfling in town, and there was that. No, I think that's everyone. You two, I see you two.
Mm-hmm. That halfling. Could you describe him or her?
He was, about half as tall as you.
Kind of short.
A male halfling?
Yes.
Was he
He was
old
going on
or
about
young?
the walker also. I sold him some snake oil. Are you sure you don't want any?
I mean, perhaps we should buy some.
I'm good.
Only 4 gold pieces.
I heard 3. I'll tell you what, I'll buy one for 2.
Sold. Oh, what a wonderful barter.
And these are made from snakes?
Yes, but we'll go with snakes.
Is there like an ingredient list on the back?
No, no.
It's organic.
Malodextrin.
Somebody just 2 gold on a bottle of literal snake oil.
I get to add that to
Alright,
my...
so Kenaz would
Um,
know that Nat could possibly undesecrate
Yeah.
ground. But
I also
she
know
busy.
you're in the middle of a ritual, so I'm trying
She
to.
busy.
You also might
Take
want
care
to,
of
Bob,
the
roll
things.
a Arcana check.
Oh, on the snake one.
You could also roll an insight check.
On something I bought
Yeah.
from a hag?
You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. I got an 11.
Okay, so you're good. You're all set with your snake oil.
Yep.
Anything else I can help you with? I have all kinds of other tinctures and ointments and what have you. Potions.
Not right now, but maybe we'll come stock up before we leave town.
Very well. If you see any ravens, bring me their feathers.
I'm looking for a raven's feather too.
They stay away from the town because I like their feathers. And then she turns around and goes back to her.
Goodbye. Let's leave.
Yeah, I say we go find the others. But it's interesting that she also encountered this halfling.
Yeah, who's the halfling? What was
That's what that dude was yelling about.
Oh, that's
the guy
our
with the
only
flamey
other.
eyes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only other halfling.
It wasn't like literal flame,
Yeah, no.
but yeah.
Flamio on.
With the flaming eyes. No, the intense stare.
Yeah, it burned with a purpose.
Yeah. The exact kind of thing we want to see walking in this world.
It's
Undead with a purpose.
Or beholder on a council.
An insane beholder. Actually, I don't even know.
No.
That's maybe how they all are.
That's true. We never talked to
They
one.
definitely are.
So I don't know what Mr. T's up to. I think Nat is in the phase of this ritual where she just lays face down in the dirt. Just full on.
Trying to
Yeah.
imagine what it's like to be
That's
a worm.
right, pretending to see. Yeah. Yeah, I am the worm. I am the worm.
Nice.
But it's muffled. I am the worm.
Worm.
Cuckoo, Cuckoo.
Should we go yell?
Can I ask her a question, or is it pretty much... Because I don't want to interrupt her.
No, I can talk during
This phase,
I think so. During casting. I
Yeah,
don't know.
some
It's up
small
to
amounts.
Wesley.
a little bit of time. It seems like she's not moving around too much.
No.
Sure. Nat, question for you.
Yeah.
What do you know about saber-toothed tigers?
I'll lift my head up and be like, actually, a lot. Well, they're not terribly uncommon creatures.
Mhm.
They're large and can be very vicious. I've never mastered a wild shape of a saber tooth, but I can call one.
Really?
Why are you interested?
I just want...
No reason.
I am just looking for someone who has experience and knowledge of saber-toothed tigers.
Oh. I have met them on occasion. I've never spoken to one.
No?
You probably won't find too many people who have and survived.
Hmm.
They're not as docile as some other predators.
Interesting. But they're predators
Yes.
in such a way. Of course, I would know that. Very well. Okay. I'm gonna grab Puck back, please.
Okay, sure, hold on. And I, get up. It's like worms stuck to my body. Because I called them to me. Okay. And I, get Puck. Is Puck
worms.
heavy? Because, this is, some kind of mechanized...
Yeah, it's like a mechanized thing, yeah.
Okay, so
He's not,
walk
super,
over.
super heavy.
I'm humming, grow plants, and I give you Puck.
Thank you. And I go back to behind the curtain for a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I think now that I have Puck back, so when you go back to your face to the ground,
Yes. Face to the ground.
you would just hear me say Pulsi Curriculum 3 times. So Pulsi Curriculum, Pulsi Curriculum, Pulsi Curriculum,
Do I know what he's doing?
Sarai. And then I'm
Oh.
done.
Oh no. Hey, Mr. Tiki, what's up? You reading out loud from a book of some kind, I hope?
No, I wanted to introduce you to someone, but I think you might be too busy.
It's true. I have to focus for the next hour or so. Yeah, catch me a little bit past midday.
Sounds good. Will do. You, stay.
We should be back soon.
Yeah. So yeah, after finishing up at the temple, I would head back over towards the house. Where I don't know if where I'm approaching in the terms of face down and
It's true. I'm still face in the dirt.
Roll a perception check as you're leaving.
All right. A 7.
Okay.
That is my third 7 on this particular D20.
Hey, that's very
Sevens
lucky.
are lucky.
Yeah.
So as you are
Unfortunately.
leaving the Temple of Tretherion, that undead guy who is super intense and loud is leaving the Temple of Ralishez next door and like walks into there and is like puts up his hand and says, "Halt! Before you leave this place, I must ask you questions." To both of you, I guess.
Oh, so like is this like just in the street?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, what is it? We're in a bit of a hurry.
I am looking for a thief. And he like looks at you. And then he looks at Shadow at Dusk. And, like for a solid like 10 seconds each. And then says, "Have you seen a halfling?"
Are there any halflings that I know of who live in town?
No, not really.
Okay. No, there's no halflings in this town that I'm aware of.
Very well. And then he goes into the temple.
Into the Tritherian temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
There would be the other acolytes in there and stuff. That
Yeah,
he's just working his way around town.
Okay.
You can figure that out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, he's just like asking everybody.
Okay. That might have to be dealt with.
That was weird.
Yeah, I agree. His clothes are bizarre. And I travel with a guy who wears a badger for a loincloth.
Not only are they like out of style, but they're like covered in dirt and like tatters
Okay.
and just like falling to pieces, but also like looks like maybe one time long ago when he was alive were very fancy.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll keep heading, I guess, over towards the farms.
Okay.
Or towards the new farm. I assume you guys are probably roughly leaving Toil and Trouble around this time as well.
Mm-hmm.
How close is the church and the Toil and Trouble?
Not close.
In the
They're
scheme
on
of the
other
town?
sides of the
Okay.
town, yeah.
So if I ran into them, it'd be like back at the farm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then yeah, I keep heading towards the farm. Get there at some point. Probably, I'm assuming at this point after Nat and Mr. Tiki's interaction. So Nat's back to just being face down.
Yep.
Like
Maybe more than necessary to avoid the situation.
like I can just get the sense that she's like visibly trying to crawl into the soil at this point.
See me like this a time or two before. I don't think I sense your presence if you arrive.
Yeah. And I know better than to really interrupt her when she's doing worm talk.
He knows me.
Mr. Tiki, everything still okay over here? Nothing
Yes.
strange has happened?
Nope, everything's lively. Alive and lively.
Good. Let's try and keep it that way. Dusk.
Well, let's not discriminate. That was not his voice. Anyway, he was saying to not discriminate
Yes.
against those of us who might be dead. Come on.
He's not dead, is he?
No.
Okay.
Just saying, you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the media keep the alive and the undead undead.
Very
Nobody
important.
needs to come to dead. Whether it's undead coming to dead or live coming to dead. Just stay where we are.
Okay, so then you go to the place.
Yeah, so, this way to the
Is
spot of
You're not
desecration.
going to wait for us?
You guys are right there. You guys probably would have returned to the farm before he did.
Oh,
Okay.
then I would have said, why'd you send us to that weird place? That weird lady. She couldn't help us.
Well, I thought she might have some kind of...
She likes
Tincture or something.
desecration.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have a way to clear it up.
She
Mr.
just
Tiki,
sho-
I acquired this potion too. Figure you'd want to have it.
Sure, yes, I will be happy to take it. Actually, since you're here, I want to introduce you to someone. Come behind the curtain.
Okay. Oh wow!
Yeah.
You actually did finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get to see it too?
No.
No, just
We're all in the dark here.
This is Omega 1.
Is it one because it's the first one, or did it win something?
That made me aware that certain things don't have to have a gender, so I wanted to give a genderless name.
Oh, Omega 1. And it carries Puck around like that.
Yes. Say hello, Puck. And it waves.
I've never seen it do that before.
Well, that's excellent, Tiki. Good work.
Thank you. A new friend. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to Puck. Now I can talk.
Yeah.
He
true.
cannot talk to me, but I can at least talk to him. My old friend.
Oh, Puck.
But now he can go on adventures again with us.
True. Yeah.
So now you go to the place.
Yeah, so Dusk and I get over to that little spot of...
And whom else?
I don't know.
I'll head over there.
I'll go.
All right, all of you who are going, roll perception checks.
If my ritual is winding up, I'll go.
Oh man, 7.
Yeah, how close are we to her ritual?
Pretty close. Probably
Oh,
after this.
Should we wait? Oh.
No, you can go without me. I mean, at least to investigate it.
I switched dice and I rolled a different number. I rolled a 2.
I also rolled a 2.
That's right, I rolled a 3, but that got me a 10.
And what did you get, Allison?
7.
Okay. And now everybody also roll charisma checks.
And I assume that we're in a tight enough group.
Right.
Everybody gets +2 bonus to their charisma check.
Sweet.
Thanks.
16.
Wait, is Mr. Tiki not coming?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to watch over now.
17, 18.
I rolled a 3, with my bonuses is a 7.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Good 7s.
So you all cross into the desecrated area. You can tell because
You
the
suddenly
the
feel
crushing
like
You can
fear
tell by the way it is.
pushes yeah. The fear of the area kind of presses on you, and Kenaz is like, "Nope, yeah, I'm just gonna stop here. You guys deal with it. Thanks."
That's that feeling. I don't like it.
You don't want to come further.
But the rest of you guys are fine. But Darcassan does see, moving between the trees nearby-ish, the long, wispy legs of the walker step and then stop and then turn towards you.
So, that's not tree trunks, right? I'm not just seeing things. And I kind of point towards it.
And now you can all see it. And it's definitely the walker, and it's definitely walking towards you.
Can I see it from where I am outside of the circle?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
And I gave the snake oil to Tiki.
Yes,
That was the mistake I
problem.
Tiki, did you come with us?
No.
You're still behind your little...
Yeah, I'm watching over Nat.
Okay.
Pay no attention to
She's
the robot behind the curtain.
Okay.
And I feel like that's just talking into the ground, like, what is going on over there?
Don't break your concentration!
And the ground is like, I know, right?
Actually, the grass could tell you.
It's true. If I wasn't already casting a spell, I would ask the grass, what the fuck is up?
What are you going to do?
Shit.
You don't know. You're far.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yeah,
outside
you
of the
do.
circle.
Can we...
We can all see it.
Right.
now. Bob
Yeah.
pointed it out to
Oh,
us.
he's just not in the circle, but he can see
I'm
it?
gonna-
Yeah, I'm like just a few steps
okay.
behind
Yeah,
you
he's like
guys.
just 2 steps behind you.
That was going to be...
I'm
what I
gonna
was
try to
yell you anyway,
throw
so.
one of my daggers at it just to see what happens.
It's not so close that you could do that yet.
Oh, okay.
But you can prepare to do
I'll
so.
prepare
if
to
you'd
do
like.
that, yeah.
I always have my flail ready. So this is weird. I mean,
Does Dusk see it as well?
He does.
Okay.
because
And he
Meliata...
points at it and...
Dusk, go get Meliata.
Okay. And then he's like, he doesn't have to be told twice.
Yeah.
His tail's all bristled out.
Yeah.
Tell her Kenaz says that she needs to come see this.
Okay. And he runs off. And then it stops and turns and steps behind a tree into a shadow and sort of doesn't step out on the other side.
Maybe it's just an
It
illusion.
must be some kind of illusion tied to this ground
Don't
here.
you have, like, detect magic or something?
Well, that's how I know that this is desecrated.
But
I don't.
So
have
the
detect-
desecration-
I don't have detect magic.
someone does, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
That's you?
Yeah, I'll cast it.
Okay. Because the desecration is causing the fear. But
Yes.
can desecration also cause illusions?
Roll an Arcana check.
I don't know things. Bob, help.
Try. Maybe
I mean,
you're right
I'm
about
presuming
it.
that's you asking Darcassan, and then he rolls
I
the-
got a
or
13,
whomever.
but I don't know
I-
things. I'm not trained in that.
Yeah, I was thinking it could be illusory.
It's interesting. I was thinking the opposite, that they're like specific portals the Walker uses. To
Could be
move,
that too, yeah.
But it's true.
But it's conjuration
I don't-
instead of... Well, I'm going to
That's
cast
true.
Detect Magic and find out what's going on.
Okay. So you detect the evocation
Mm.
aura of the Hallow spell.
Right.
Do I see what's emanating it, or do I...
You can
It's
see
just-
a 60-foot radius. So you see you can see, like, now that you're detecting magic, the kind of line of salt in the ground that created it, and the dirt has been carved away in certain patterns in order to write down the sigils necessary and everything.
So maybe this is like a lure of some sort?
Yes, but you would think it strange that it would roll Arcana.
16.
You might think that, because you know the unhallowed lands or the desecrated lands, celestials, elemental fays, fiends, and undeads cannot enter the area, and you would probably be aware that the walker is some form of undead, so maybe it realized where you were, that it couldn't get to you, and so decided to leave.
So the only thing he's detected is the hallowed ground spell.
Correct.
So there's no...
Where you saw the walker was quite a ways away, so if you want to walk out of the desecrated area, out into the forest a little bit, then you might be able to...
So crossing that salt line...
Right, back out of the desecrated area, because it was outside of that.
How big is the desecrated area?
60-foot radius.
Radius.
Yeah, so it's quite a large area.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
I'm going to just call out, like a hello, to see if anyone's around. And I get nothing.
You get nothing.
I don't think it heard you.
Are these woods leafy, or are they misty? Are they...
They're leafy and shadowy. Craggly.
Kenaz, while we're waiting, do you notice this line of salt? I kind of pointed out.
Yeah, now that he points it out, can I see it?
You can see it.
Okay.
Right, this is the border of that
this
spell.
That seems to fit with what I felt when I detected the ground.
And this spell is blocking undead from coming in here.
Okay.
And fiends. I mean, you could try with your horse.
I don't think we need to test it. As I understand, that's how consecrated, desecrated type ground works. I'm less concerned now about the ground than I am about the walker. I definitely trust that Meliada would have... I mean, she said she knew the walker was nowhere near here. So I feel like...
But he just moved through a shadow.
Perhaps he moves in that way, but I think she would know if he was coming regularly this close to town. She would have sensed that. Even if he's coming through shadows and coming close and away, she'd sense when he was close.
So, do you think this ground was made as a defensive perimeter for something that resides within it?
Potentially. I hadn't thought of it that way, but that makes sense. I feel like if somebody was trying to create a defensive perimeter, they should have alerted the people in charge of the defenses.
Could be that they're new here and don't know all the rules.
That could be. I've heard that someone's looking for a
to hide
halfling.
Something. Right. I've heard of this halfling new in town. I've also, the dwarf is apparently new in town as well.
I'm just going to wander around in the nearby vicinity and see if I find anything interesting.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
19.
You do find a scrap of paper.
That starts to speak to you.
Yeah.
Can I still talk to Harold even though I left it in the place?
So, written on the piece of paper are 3 words in sort of a list. One says potion, one says gloves, and one says jet.
Jet? What does jet mean in this universe?
Jet stone.
Oh, okay.
My mind immediately went to the drug and fallout.
Yes, exactly. Guys, I found this paper. I take it and I show them.
Wow. I hate to say it, but I think somebody needs to go back to see Putrid.
Not it.
Yeah, definitely.
Send Mr. Tiki. Wait, I'm not there.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not.
Interesting. So that's definitely somebody was... Looks to me like a list
She
of
said
components.
the halfling was there, right?
He bought oil from her.
The snake
Oh,
oil.
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe the halfling is casting these circles. I don't think I've heard of anybody else encountering them, though. It seems odd that he'd just do the one. Doesn't appear to be living in it.
Maybe he just started. Maybe he's going to make more. But then apparently he...
Karan had said Larissa had noticed that, like, seen the walker, like, the day before?
The
or,
day
like...
before,
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go back to the house, you will find them. Well, are you staying where you are? Are you going back to the house?
I was actually thinking about going a little bit further into the forest to see, but I don't really have anything that's going to help me detect whether or not the walker was actually there. And I don't actually want to encounter the walker up close. So, yeah. Well, let's go back to the house. I feel like Nat should be finishing up her ritual here very soon, and I know she probably has some magics that would be good for cleansing this bit of land, and we can talk to Karan and Larissa and see if they've seen the halfling over in these parts. I mean, they're living here and trying to work the land. I'm sure they would have noticed somebody in the area. So yeah, let's head back to the house and try to sort to the bottom of this a little bit more.
Okay. So you return to the house and find Karen and Larissa kind of arguing with each other, and she's just like set her mind that she's like, no, it's not safe here. We shouldn't be. This is not where we should be. We need to like go back and live at the Home for Lost Souls. We can't. This is not safe. I don't want to stick around here. And he's like, come on, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. And trying to convince her to stay here, but she is visibly like frightened and afraid and just wants nothing to do with this place anymore.
Okay. Karan, Larissa, sorry to interrupt your discussion here. Have you noticed a halfling anywhere around the house here recently?
No, we haven't seen any halflings. And I don't think there are any in town.
Well,
there was that, and then Karen says, well, there was that one that came through a few days ago, but I think he's left.
when you say came through town or came through this area around your home?
Oh, no, he was, I think he stayed at the inn or something, and I never saw him.
Okay.
But just that one night, I saw a halfling in the bar. What of it?
Well, there's a very strange man dressed quite odd, looking for a halfling who he claims has stolen from him. And Putrid over at the potion shop apparently had told Darcassan and Allet here that there's a halfling in there buying spell components, and we seem to have found a list of components to desecrate that land. Larissa, I think that the sense of dread that you feel over there, I know you see the walker. I'm not convinced that the walker's actually there. I think it's an effect that might be tied to that spell that was cast in that spot of land. I urge you definitely stay away from the woods, but I don't think you need to go back to the Home for Lost Souls as of yet.
Roll me persuasion.
That is a 19.
She seems to be reassured by your assessment of the situation, but says, I'll stay one more night, but if I see that thing again, I'm leaving this place.
You stay near the house, and if you see the walker while you're here near the house, please inform me. The more we can get some concrete evidence of where people are seeing him and when,
Okay.
I think the better. If people only see him out there by that spot of land, I think it's definitely tied to that. If you see him here at the house, well, that's cause for more concern.
Okay. Just then, Meliada steps out of one of the trees nearby you. I hear there's trouble, she says, and kind of just like floats in her fey walk. You know, she's walking, but it's a weird towards the desecrated area, like not even like looking at you guys.
Okay. I'll kind of hurry to kind of catch up with her there, knowing how she is. Meliada, I'm sorry to drag you all the way out here. I saw the walker too, and I'm not prone to flights of fancy. As did my companions, who, again, are people I consider to be strong of will and mind.
Interesting.
I think there's a little bit more going on here than first meets the eye.
So you guys go off towards the area, and you're explaining that. At this time, Nat, your spell is done, if you want to rejoin the group.
I get up and stretch. Yeah. That was exhausting. But those mushrooms will grow a lot. Hey, Tiki, how's it going?
Hey, Nat, you done?
I'm done. I did it. Done. Whew.
Fantastic. I want to show you somebody. Thing. One.
Okay. Oh, I feel
Something special.
anticipation.
I will come in front of the curtains and say, I would like to invite you to meet Omega 1. Come out. And a saber-tooth tiger, mechanical, jumps out with a gnome on his back.
Oh. I love it.
I knew you would. I thought you would love all animals. See,
Yeah.
I am just like a druid like you. I can also summon, create animals.
Just like me. Wow, Mr. Tiki, wow. Did you make that saddle?
Yes, I have been working on this for 50 years.
Oh wow. Let me see it up close. And
Of course.
It's like a mechanical saber-tooth tiger wearing a little like saddle, and in the saddle sits the mechanical doll of your creator, Puck.
That's correct.
Is
Who
it
is capable of waving.
Yes, as long as it's attached to this thing.
All right.
Is it like, because I'm not there, so I'm not seeing this. Is it a full-size saber-tooth tiger, like mechanical saber-tooth tiger?
No,
It's
I
like a
miniaturized
miniature
it to
one?
a
Okay.
medium size instead of large.
Yeah, it's more like a nimerative. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Omega 1, give snuggles to Nat. And he snuggles you.
And
It snuggles you.
I pat his metal head. All right. Wow, Mr. T, that was a surprise. I have to admit it. It's incredible craftsmanship. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
It's very similar to an animal.
Yes. Actually, that is why I invited you specifically to get to know it a little better. I would like you to teach it the ways of the natural saber-tooth and its natural habitat.
God,
And understand how it naturally acts.
This is weird. Does it speak common? Do I instruct it?
You can speak to it, however, it primarily listens to me, but it cannot speak back to you. And I don't think you can speak to it.
All right.
With your spell that I know that you have to speak to animals.
I do. Yeah, I would not guess it would work in this particular case. Not that I wouldn't give it a try for you, Teak. Well, the good news is it'll fit right in this town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks to your suggestion, I named it Omega 1. It is genderless.
Oh.
Unlike me that has to live in a male thinking of my body, this one does not have to have such limitations on its life.
And it gets kind of pensive and just looks at Mr. Tiki and is like, you don't have to.
But my name is Mr. Tiki.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Very well.
I heard something about desecrated land.
Me too. I did not keep up with it as I was working on Omega 1.
Yeah.
But yes, let us go check on our companions.
All right.
Or no, they're here, right?
Well,
No, well, yeah,
No,
they
they're
are.
like,
I guess.
Allet,
We're nearby.
Darcassan, okay, yeah.
Some
They're like
amount.
running around.
Okay. So I guess I find Kenaz and I'm like, you guys were talking about desecrated land?
Yeah, so...
oh, wait, and the general's here, right?
yes, that means you've caught up to
Yeah.
me and,
Meliata.
Meliata, yeah.
Meliata.
Pretty
right.
So Meliata, so you walk up to the area and Meliata just like stops all of a sudden and is like doing like invisible wall miming and starts like pacing around and finds a tree and jumps into it and then like gets like thrown out and like is visibly upset and starts like walking around the outside of the thing and is like ignoring everybody.
Okay. Yeah, Nat, desecrated land of all things here. You know, I mean, with all the undead and dark things I expected to find, this was not it. As you can see, Meliata is trying to source it down here. I know she doesn't like having a spot of her woods where she can't go.
No kidding. Feels really gross here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if any of you guys want to go into the area, like you see the spot where Meliata stops and is clearly like pacing around the line of salt.
Yeah.
But you can
she'd have trouble
try to
getting
go
into
into
it.
it if you want.
Now that I know pretty clearly where it is, I'm staying just outside of it.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go.
Roll.
Take a
I'll
deep
go
breath.
in.
I'll walk up to the barrier with you, so as you cross in, you still catch that
Yeah.
Your aura.
aura.
So
Yeah,
roll a
lend me your
charisma save.
strength.
Until Omega 1 to stay outside the barrier.
17.
Okay, you're fine.
Charisma?
But
Yeah.
you get the +2 from
Yeah.
Oh.
10.
Kenaz.
Okay, this time you're like, no, I'm gonna stay up.
15. It's up minus.
Can you have fear effects?
Yeah, not like a robot.
What was I thinking? Definitely normal human man and saber-toothed cat.
So as you cross in, like, I'd still be able to talk to you because it's not that kind of barrier. So I'd be like, yeah, and then potentially more worrisome is that Allet, Darcassan, myself, and Larissa have all seen the walker.
Here?
Yes, while standing here
I
looking
think
further
it's an
into the
illusion.
woods.
Well, would I also know the walker probably couldn't enter Hollow Ground? Or
Make an Arcana check.
what's that, wisdom?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. No.
Well, I don't know anything about the walker, so... But I think, I mean, unless somebody desecrated this in some kind of a battle, there must be something here important to desecrate. A grave, the site of some event. Have we looked around?
Yeah, how do we know how large of an area this is?
Well, we found, to answer your question, Mr. Tiki, between my sense of the place in the first place and then Darcassan detected magic and found the actual salt line that borders it. It's a 60-foot diameter circle.
Ooh,
radius.
a salt line.
Yes, a salt line.
I'd like to go look at that.
It's right here.
Darcassan, would you care to point out the salt?
I mean,
to
once you see it, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, because you're in the forest and there are trees everywhere, and the ground is still kind of like bumpy and stuff, and it's a weird sort of like almost perfect circle that goes like up and over trees, and or like if the tree is like half in it, it goes like up around,
Like it was a magic.
like it was like magically sliced through all of those
So
things.
there's physical salt line.
Yes.
There. Okay. I would like to get
Did
my alchemist kit out.
Yeah, did
and
Mr.
take a look
Tiki
at it.
come in without a fear effect?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you saved.
So
Right. What did you roll?
14.
Oh, you did not save.
Just kidding. Okay.
you're a little freaked out? Okay.
And then Allet did find a scrap of paper nearby that had a list of some recipes.
Potion, gloves, jet.
Would I know the significance of that? Arcana check?
Arcana check.
11.
Do
No,
a
10.
No.
I don't think I know what this means,
alchemist
but
knowledge to see if I have any sense of what that
Yeah,
might mean.
an Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana check it is. Yeah, read 21.
You know that jet stones are a very common ingredient in spells that either cause or protect against negative energy.
Okay.
Like you would grind up jet to put into a potion of protection from energy, or specifically from negative energy. Or if you were casting a harm spell, that you might need a jet in order to do so.
Yeah. I have used jet before in some of my alchemical potions to infuse into certain things. Mainly my necromancy spells.
I'm gonna greet
False life.
Meliata first and just like observe. Is she trying to?
Yeah, she's
determine
like
how to
circumnavigated
hurt
the whole thing now,
her? Okay.
and is,
I would ask her like, is this something that you want me to try to dispel?
if you can, yes.
I think I can do it. I'm gonna look around first, and
Wait, I thought it's like protecting us from the walker.
well, that's why I asked, because it might be protecting from the walker if it's a real walker, but Nat doesn't know that because she doesn't know the walker.
No, and if you're saying that, then Meliata would say, no, there's no walker. There's no way.
And I feel like I would believe her.
She completely
Slash
dismisses
anything
that.
she says.
Even though you said you saw it, she's like 100% convinced.
As long as I'm in this area, I'm gonna investigate.
So
for
you can try and persuade
grave
her that you
markers.
did see it, but
Like somebody who was buried outside of
I'm not-
the ground. Over
Could I maybe, like, so how well would Nat and I know Meliata and, like, her ability to actually know where the walker is? Like, would we have trust in her that, like, she definitely knows that it's not here? Or would we think, like, especially where I've actually seen it, to where I might be like, maybe she doesn't actually know, she's just misled?
roll insight.
Stupid fucking dice. 5.
Oh,
She's always very confident about it. You know that she can transfer between trees in the forest and can basically see almost anywhere in the forest.
Okay.
And you would presume that she thinks that she's been able to keep track of it, and
So I'd basically
always
take her
has
at
an
her
eye
word.
on it almost.
Okay. So that would probably reinforce my belief that it might be an illusion or something.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 to investigate the area of that has been hollowed for any grave marker. Like I'm thinking this is near the graveyard, right? So what if somebody had
Close.
been buried outside of the graveyard for some reason? That's like something they used to do with criminals in like Catholic churches. They wouldn't bury them; they'd bury them outside of the graveyard.
Yeah.
Do I find any grave marker?
Roll an investigation.
Oh,
check.
I did. That was a 16.
Yeah. You actually, so you stumble over, while you're looking for gravestones, you stumble over a patch of ground, like your foot almost like falls through some leaves and branches that were thrown over a hole in the ground. And if you take them away, it's a pretty large hole, well cut into the earth, and then reinforced with like wood down the side of it, almost like an old mine shaft.
From where I am, can I see that she's like starting to uncover something?
Yeah.
I'll holler out to tell you what I saw, like that I found this pit. Could be a grave, could be... Do I think it leads down somewhere? Okay.
Yes, it's obviously...
It obviously leads down somewhere.
Right. It's obviously like abandoned. It doesn't look like...
Right.
Yeah, it's some mine shaft. And you can see like rotted wood nearby where maybe a pulley system had like lowered things down into it.
Okay, so it's some kind of well or mine. Maybe a hiding place.
Kind of breathe on my shoulders, dig real deep, and take a step into the circle.
Oh!
That's the one.
Yeah, you do not want to go there.
I said, can I just stand back? Everyone stand back. I'm going to try. I'm standing in the area and
It was a 5.
Yeah.
Skill check.
I attune myself to this magical effect and close my eyes and shout words in a language none of you recognize.
You don't know me.
You don't know Druidic. And any spell of 3rd level or lower on target ends. But there is there's a check for 4th level or higher.
So you would have to check.
Okay.
You would know that Hallow is a 5th level spell.
Oh, I would know that. So let's see. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level, so 15. And so it's just a d20 plus my spell attack bonus, is that right? Not my proficiency, just my wisdom.
Just your wisdom, apparently.
All right. Fingers crossed. No, 13! All right, so I kind of droop, and I'm like,
yeah, so you,
really
you feel spell. Like you feel the negative energy, that maybe not negative energy because that's a different thing, but the unhallowed nature of the place. You reach out into it and like push it away, and it's receding away from you. You can feel that, and then it reaches the edges and sort of like rebounds and like pushes back against you and fills the area again.
I can't do this right now. I could take another crack at it later, but I'm sorry, you guys. This is a spell stronger than I could ever cast.
I don't know about ever.
Well,
I have faith that you'll eventually get there.
Thank you, Kenaz. No spell that I have ever cast has been this strong. But I'm still, I'm not feeling a fear effect. I'm still standing in there. And it's like a shaft that goes down into darkness.
Yep. So what are you thinking, Nat? You're planning to go down there? You want to try again? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to try again. Is there any way that anyone could help me? Does anyone have a spell or potion that could...
I have my flail.
Give me a... That's... Okay. Man, we are hammer.
It's not an attack roll or a saving throw.
No, it's not.
It's
a well, I guess it's
I think a bless would help. Or does that only attack
No,
rolls
bless
and
is attack
That's
rolls and saving throws. That's what I was just looking
eight
at.
is what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Or is that not a spell?
Nope,
either?
hit points, maximum, and
It's considered
8
an ability
is just hit
check.
points.
Okay.
It's considered an ability check.
Oh, it's considered an ability check?
Yes. Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Oh.
So...
Then, in that case, who has made it into the circle?
He's too far away from me.
I mean, you can come...
He got a fear.
But every time you
to get in
leave,
again.
you gotta save again.
So who did not make it in most recently?
No one is in except
No one is in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who wants to go in? I can
You
take.
need to go back in.
I need to go back in, and I can take 2 others if 2 others want to come in. Well, I can boost their ability to try and maybe get in.
It's a charisma.
Yeah.
I got in the first time, but this time I didn't.
I have -1 on my charisma, so it's just.
All right. So,
1.
I mean, if nobody else wants to come in until it's dispelled, then nobody else has to come in.
Well,
I wanted to go in.
yeah,
So
try again.
Am I trying again and adding 2, or?
So if you come over by me, I will cast Bless, and if you maybe come over
Yeah,
as well
I'll
near
come
the edge.
back.
Although I guess I don't need to. I don't need to go in to cast Bless. I can just do it.
I'll
from
be like,
here.
all right, pump me up. Gotta do it.
I'll do Bless on the 3 of us. So you can roll a d4 on ability checks and add it to the roll. Or sorry, well, because it says an ability check. Sorry, mine's attack rolls or saving throws. So it's not a saving throw. It's an ability check.
Yeah, it's an ability check. So,
It's not a saving throw?
I'm not going to be able to help you.
okay.
But you can help us try to get in.
Yes, if anybody really
Does
wants
your
to go in.
aura, is it +2 to ability checks?
No, it's the saves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could cast Heroism, which makes somebody immune to Frightened. But that doesn't help.
Right.
Hit
I'm just gonna
points.
try again, and if it doesn't work, then we'll figure something else out.
You can always get help from town if we need it.
Sure.
Help.
So
Alright.
Well,
right
Meliada's
about
there,
that
she
time,
can't-
though, a man, an undead-looking man in a official-ish looking uniform, comes running up, shouting, "Meliada, Meliada!" And you guys, at least Nat and Kenaz, would recognize him as the sheriff of the town, Raphael. Comes running up, and she's still been like pacing around the outside, kind of watching what you're doing, but not really sure what to do. And she turns to him, and anyone who can hear, he says, "Quick, you need to come into town." And they go running that way.
Well, that actually seems like that might be important.
Yeah, we should go. I don't have to be in this area to dispel it later, so I don't have to
Walk
Right,
back
you
in.
can do
walk
it
back
from
into
outside,
the fear
yep.
effect. So we can always come back.
Okay, that was the sheriff. That was Raphael. If he's calling her in, then there's something going on. We should go see what's up.
Okay, so you come into town, and there's like everybody is like they're opening their windows and they're looking out and like, what's going on? Like the town is abuzz, and you come around the other side of the stump and into the main sort of courtyard there by the inn and the temples and everything in the main courtyard. And there's a crowd of a few dozen people, and Raphael leads Meliada to the front. And you can kind of shoulder your way in and everything. You find lying in the mud the corpse of the undead guy who had been walking around asking everybody about where is this halfling.
You guys
Like,
would have
is
to
he-
catch it. Yeah, we
yeah.
don't know. Tiki and I don't know about that.
Oh
But he's like, he was undead. Is he just laying in the dirt?
You know, he's clearly dead.
He's again
Like
dead.
he's re-dead?
Yeah.
Double dead.
Actual dead.
So
How does it appear he died?
Would you like to make a medicine check?
Oh yeah. Let me hop on that.
yeah, I'll do
We'll
that.
make one.
11.
God damn it.
17.
20 something.
We all
And-
assist Mr. Tiki.
20.
You notice he doesn't seem to have like any physical injuries. But his like the eyes that he had, that there was that burning purpose in his eyes, is sort of gone. Obviously, since he's dead now. But it's like got blood, like congealed undead blood, coming out of his ears and nose, and you think something did something to his brain.
Interesting. So I just move his skull back and forth, looking.
Slosh.
Yeah.
Slosh.
Like, this is very interesting. He seems to have been hurt on his head area. His eyes, well, I guess he didn't have eyes. Is my only guess, since I never met him before.
You think it had to have been some sort of magic.
Likely some sort of magic harmed this man in his head.
Raphael, what happened here?
Don't know. I just found him like this a moment ago.
No one else was around?
And you look around and there's lots of people and none of them are really looking at you or something. They're like, either being suspicious or not.
Do I notice anyone in particular who is being suspicious?
Roll a perception check.
That's not something I should ever roll. Hey, it's a 7!
I mean, there's a lot of really suspicious people in this town. They're all suspicious.
I rolled a 23. Do I see anyone being suspicious?
Let's see if you do. What did you get?
23.
No. But as you're looking around at the crowd, you spot, like, Peter Pauline is there, and the Black Eyes, and the guy at the bar that she's always talking to, and Hank is there, or not Hank, Frank is there, and everyone from the temples have come out. A lot of the members of the council are there, and it's just really hard for you to get a read on some of these people because they're not something you're familiar with.
Yeah.
But you do spot the dwarf bard, and he like plays a dramatic thing on his flute, bwah, 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 and you're like, come on, man.
Darcassan, the bard is here.
Yeah. At this point, it almost seems futile to ask him what's going on.
Never know.
At this point, bwah, bwah, bwah. Cliffhanger.
All right.
Oh.
Cliffhanger.
We'll be back in a couple weeks.
So long to wait.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode 3 of the Mile High Dungeon Delvers. Hopefully the audio quality was quite a bit better with these new mics that we got.
Better.
Yeah. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to follow us over on Twitter.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, MHDD_pod is our Twitter handle. We will also have like a Facebook and a webpage all up here. Probably by the time this is out, in which case I'll add them in as an addendum. But if not, by the time you hear this, then very soon we'll have all those up. And yeah, thanks for listening in, and catch us next time.
Bye.
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 See ya.